on the Hawkeye Sports Network. From Learfield, Hawkeye Baseball is on the air. Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Homewood and Home 2 Suites, preferred hotel of the Hawkeye Radio Network. Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. When corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Oak Knoll, an active life care community by University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Now live, this is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball.
From the campus of the University of Iowa, it's baseball time in Iowa City. Live from Dwayne Banks Field, it's a midweek matchup between the visiting Milwaukee Panthers and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Welcome to the broadcast booth alongside my fine color analyst John Evans. I'm John Leo. Back home briefly for a midweek game sandwiched by a pair of conference road series. Today, the Panthers of Milwaukee are in town. They've got a 14-14 record. They're 5-6 in their conference, which is the Horizon League. They're fresh off of a sweep of Wright State, who traditionally is a powerful baseball program. They also hold a lone victory over Minnesota, where they shut out the Gophers, who are Iowa's next opponent, 3-0. Today it's Milwaukee and Iowa, the Panthers and the Hawkeyes, live from sunny and gorgeous Iowa City, inside Dwayne Banks Field. First pitch coming up in a bit. Well, we're back from Indiana, where Iowa went just 1-2 on the weekend against the Hoosiers, a weekend where the Hawkeyes, well, they think they probably could have won an additional game, maybe even swept Indiana behind some lights-out starting pitching from Brody Brecht, Marcus Morgan, and Ty Langenberg. Unfortunately, the bats were a bit silent, especially on Saturday and Sunday, allowing Indiana to take the series. Let's relive some of the highlights. We'll start with Iowa's 7-1 win on Friday. 1-2 to DeRiggi. Drilled deep center, carrying well. Get going, baby. It is gone. Ha-ho! Brennan DeRiggi. Boom. The pause, the 0-2 pitch, line drive right center. This one's trouble. Huckstorf and Frazier come together. A diving play! Braden Frazier, are you kidding me? Bases loaded for Kyle Huckstorf. He drives it deep to left center field, carrying well. It's down and to the wall. One run is in. Make it two. Are they going to send a third? No, they're going to put the brakes on Brennan DeRiggi. It's a 2 RBI double. Kyle Huckstorf, 7-1. Brody Brecht was outstanding on the pitcher's mound for the Hawkeyes. Helped Iowa get that 7-1 victory over Indiana. Feeling pretty good headed into Saturday. It was an absolute pitcher's duel in the middle game of the series. The Hoosiers, unfortunately, would win it 2-0 in 10. Morgan's 2-2. Line drive right center. This one's trouble, but Frazier's over there. Braden's got it. He makes the catch, drifting over into the gap. And the Hoosiers will leave them loaded in the fourth. The Hawkeyes dodging a bullet. 1-2 from Morgan. Swing and a miss. Got him fishing for that one in the dirt. 7th strikeout of the game for Marcus. That'll match his career high. He is dealing right now. Volker is set. The pitch. Ground ball to second. Honar's got it. Flip to second for one. On to first for two. Double play. 4-6-3. Got him. Volker versus Tibbetts. First pitch, ground ball to DeRiggi. He'll throw it to second for one. On to first. Double play.
Got him.
Got him. 3-6-3. Double play. And we're headed to extras. How about those Hawkeyes?
Wow.
Spectacular defense on that Saturday against the Hoosiers. Unfortunately, Indiana would hit a walk-off home run in the 10th. It went off the foul pole by a guy who's hitting like 150. It was just unfortunate. The wind helped it get out. Indiana would win the Saturday game 2-0. So it sent us to a rubber match on Sunday. The Hoosiers would win the series with a comeback win 4-2. No balls and a strike with one out. Runners at first and second for Indiana in the second. The pitch, ground ball to second. Honar's got it. Flip to second for one. On to first. No throw. They're going to throw it home. It's an accurate throw from Seegers. Got him at the plate. Ha-ho! What a play. Michael Seegers. Here's the 1-2 from Langenberg. It's on its way home. Line drive into center. Huckstorf sprinting forward. He caught it. He's going to try to throw it to first to double him up, and we got him. How about that double play?
8-3 double play, number 4.
Are you kidding me? The 4th double play of the game for Iowa, and this one gets started in the outfield. Next pitch to Wilmus. Ground ball to the right side. Cerny's got it. He bobbled it, and he's going to have an error. The run's going to score. It ate up Cerny at second. He couldn't locate it. Wilmus stands on first, 2-1. Iowa had that 2-1 stripped away from them. In the 8th, the Hoosiers would score 3 and then close out the Hawkeyes in the 9th. Indiana won it 4-2, so we try to regroup starting today, the midweek matchup with Milwaukee. We're back with more pregame coverage from Dwayne Banks right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
At US Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones, so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing US Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today?
The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever.
Oh my goodness.
Visit US Cellular in-store or online, and we'll help set your phone to US Mode, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, they've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376.
Welcome back to Dwayne Banks Field. Pregame coverage continuing on. Before we talk with Coach Heller on his thoughts on the matchup with Milwaukee, let's bring in color analyst John Evans. John, good to see you again. Got back safely from Indiana, and we're ready for this solo game with the Panthers.
One small pit stop, and otherwise I didn't partake in the entertaining meal you did. I was more interested in getting home. But
yeah, I was, on the way home, it was Easter Sunday. I thought, we had a little bit of a rough weekend, wins and losses wise. I'm going to get a steak somewhere. I stopped at the Beef House, which is a big favorite of I guess, media members over the years, and I've been going there with my dad ever since I was a kid. So stopped at the Beef House, had a good meal. Now we're back in Iowa City. No place you'd rather be, I think, than summertime in Iowa. We're treated to a great day. Low 80s. That wind's blowing out, though, isn't it?
We've got that full late spring, early summer day. We kind of the first batch of heat, and with that usually comes a pretty good batch of wind. And so finally, Keaton Anthony and Brendan DeRiggi might like the direction the wind's blowing today.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. We've got an intriguing matchup with Milwaukee, who boasts some pretty good pitching and a few shakeups to the Iowa lineup today, so we're excited to release those in just a minute. But Coach Heller seemed pretty pleased with how practice has gone the past couple of days, and that the guys are still locked in and ready to roll.
Trying to get everybody healthy and keep everybody trying to keep everybody on track. It's pretty easy to think, oh gosh, the season's over. Lost the first 2 series, but it's, the RPI is still good. There's still 18 conference games in front of them. Every goal this team has laid out is still in front and achievable. It just maybe some of the margin for error that they had as they got in after a couple of those non-conference wins has been washed away. But they're still in pretty good shape, and we'll need to come out and take care of business today.
Feel like the wins and losses are behind us a little bit from that Indiana series, but when you look long term, probably more positives to take away from that. Just based on the competitive games that we had.
Absolutely. The pitching was phenomenal. The best, certainly the best Friday, Saturday starts that they've gotten. And Ty still gave up a couple hits, but boy, trusted his defense, and his defense did a number for him. So, I mean, but I guess through probably, 15 innings, if you count the first 5 innings of each game, I don't think the starter gave up a run.
Yeah.
And Iowa will win a lot of games the rest of the season if the pitching is even 85 to 90% of that.
And let's be honest, what are the odds that Iowa's offense is going to be, as poor as it was this last weekend at Indiana going forward? Don't see it.
And that'll be the challenge, is you've got a couple guys out of the lineup, and so every Hawkeye sport that I've been a fan of has been next man in idea, and that's from a position player standpoint is really getting tested now on the team. But we've been around these guys long enough that I would expect them to step up, and it'll look different, but that doesn't mean it'll look bad. It'll just be different.
And we'll have more to come about that next man in mentality from Coach Heller in just a minute. But you can't necessarily expect those guys that are replacing the injured folks like Peterson, Mosley, and Tello, who we might not see for a little bit. You can't expect their replacements to do exactly what those 3 did. They have to be themselves, and that's what Coach Heller talks about when we catch up with him in just a moment. So that'll be the key. Do the 1/9. That's the big-time message. But I was really pleased to hear that the guys are locked in and not letting the couple of conference series put a damper of the doom and gloom of the season.
Right. It's the big number is still 22-8. I mean, it's still been a very successful first 30 games of the season. You might not like how you ended up getting to 22-8, but that's only because you set some high expectations there with the start, and so there's plenty of time to bounce back if the players keep the attitude, and that's the best part is they've kind of got it, and they're still willing to work and get after it, and there's no poor me idea out there.
That's just not the Hawkeye way, is it? Quickly on Milwaukee before we take a deep dive into them in a little bit. They look like they got a pretty decent team, John.
Top to bottom, you look, I was just kind of glancing through the game notes for the Panthers, and they've got the top 2 hitters in the Horizon League, so we'll have to watch out for Connolly and Chapman, 3 and 4 hitters, not necessarily a bunch of power, but they've got a lot of guys that hit for average. You've got a favorable hitting condition today, so Iowa's probably going to go to kind of one of those traditional midweek games where you're going to see 7, 8, 9 different arms. So guys will have to come in, throw strikes, stick to the plan and attack, because there might be a couple of soft spots in Milwaukee's lineup, but there's some guys that can certainly hurt you if you make a mistake.
All right, coming up out of this break, we'll talk with Coach Heller, get his thoughts on today's game. We're back with more right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Ooh, got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
At US Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones, so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever.
Oh my goodness.
Visit US Cellular in-store or online, and we'll help set your phone to Us Mode, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Welcome back to pregame coverage of Iowa Hawkeye baseball today. The Hawkeyes hosting Milwaukee in the midweek, joined now by head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heller. Coach, a final thought on the series with Indiana.
Whew, man, it was a painful one, just because you felt like we played really well in a lot of facets of the game, and pitching maybe as good as it's been all season for 3 straight games, especially the starting pitching, and just one of those weekends where both offenses didn't do much, wind blowing in all 3 days, and both teams pitched really well and have really good arms with good stuff, and it didn't go our way at the end. I felt like we gave ourselves a chance in both of the losses, but didn't get it done, so we wipe it away and move forward, and here we are on a warm, sunny day, believe it or not, the wind blowing out at Dwayne Banks Field, and get a chance to get back out there and play.
And how's the week of practice been? The guys regroup, seem locked in again?
Oh, yeah. I don't think we'll ever have any worries about that, and just really touched on a lot of things about the positives this weekend and how if we keep doing those things, good things are going to come around. We haven't been catching a lot of breaks here since conference started, and as you know, we did catch a lot early, and that's how the game goes. It's ebbs and flows. It's when you play somebody as opposed to who you play, and it just stinks from if you're looking at results, it stinks because in 3 of the losses you led in the 7th and 8th inning, and in the other loss you were tied 0-0 in the 10th, and the other team only had 1 hit. So you look at that and it's like, what in the heck is going on? But I also believe that at some point you got to get tested, and you got to go through some adversity if you want to do something special. And we're dealing not only with some tough losses and some bad breaks, but we're dealing with some injuries right now that are pretty crucial. Guys that are pretty crucial to our success aren't going to be out there today, and you just have to fight through it, and it's going to be a fun day and see how the guys handle it.
We'll get to the injuries in a minute, but I think 8 losses on the season, and 7 of them feels like, maybe from my non-coaching, non-player perspective, you should have won 7 of them, with the exception of maybe the Sam Houston one.
Yeah, Sam Houston's about the only one that you could at least say if you'd if the bullpen would have held, or the closer would have got it done, or you got a bunt down or a ground ball to score the runner in a situation, you had a chance to win those games. And that's the disappointing part. But then you think back, John, all the games where we had 15, 16 free bases, and the offense found a way to outscore people, and it all kind of equals out. And like we talked, first 20, 25 games, it's tough to win games once the pitching gets to the level that we're seeing now. It's just tough to win games when you're giving up a lot of free bases, and we haven't been doing that. But we also haven't found ways at the end of the game to score enough runs. So baseball's a crazy game, and my belief is that we're in the sports world, so wins and losses matter a lot. But in the coaching world, like my belief is you just winning is a byproduct of doing things right every day, and teamwork and camaraderie and leadership and character and executing your fundamentals and practice and all those things. If you do those things right every day, you give yourself a chance at the end of the game to win some games, and we've done that right all year. I mean, we've never put in a poor effort. I haven't felt like one time this season that we didn't go out and give a great effort with great focus. Maybe we got down a little here or there, but not many times, and I'll take that any day.
Feel really close to a big mid-season breakthrough. Hopefully it starts today with Milwaukee. As we turn things over to our attention to this game, let's talk about the injuries just a little bit with Peterson and Mosley and even Raider Tello the other day.
Yeah, and then all three will be out today, and that's I'm not going to sit here and say it's not concerning, because those are three really, really, really good players, and not having Petey this weekend when a couple other guys went kind of cold, boy, it was glaring when he didn't come up. And then on Sunday, Raider, we lose him fairly early in the game, and he would have came up at least 2, maybe 3 more times with a chance to possibly do something in a tight, 1-run ball game. And plus his defense at third and leadership, and we're just lucky that Raider, we found out there were, at least at this point, there was no break. Still very painful. Hit him right in the bend in his wrist, and it's his right, not his left, which is usually not the wrist you get hit in. It was the back wrist. And anyway, he's out, and other guys will have to step up. That's just the way it is. And when I say step up, not do too much, just be themselves. And that was the other talk. At practice this week was like, listen, it's just next man up and just be yourself, because that's good enough. We have good players, and the guys that are out there are capable of getting the job done. Maybe not in the same way, but that's the thing they can't try to do, is go out and be those guys. They just need to go out and be themselves and do their 1/9 and keep the line moving and get guys in. Get the next guy up.
And those guys would be people like Ben Wilmus, Braden Frazier, Gable Mitchell.
Yeah, that'd be that right there, and then Blake Guerin, and we're gonna flip the lineup a little bit today. Blake is a guy that's been in a really tough spot, because the only place he can go in is with Keaton Anthony or Brendan Dorigi, and so he hasn't got a lot of action. And there's been a lot of days where I thought he was swinging it pretty well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put Blake at first base. We're going to move Dorigi to left field. We're going to start Wilmus in right field, and then likely split that game some, hopefully with him and Frazier. Gable Mitchell will go to third base, and then Ben Tallman will be the catcher today. So a lot of new faces out there and a new lineup, and it's not a great day to throw Brendan out in left field, because the ball's going to be blown, but maybe we'll just stick his back against the wall, and if it goes over his head, it'll go out of the park, So
won't have to make a play.
Yeah.
What about Blake Guerin then? He's got to be pretty excited to hit in this weather.
Well, I would hope so.
Cautiously, you don't want him trying too hard, probably.
Yeah, 59.5. I'm still excited to hit on days like today.
Maybe I get a couple cuts in. All
yeah.
Right. But maybe him making his appearance, and it could be for a few games maybe down the road, considering
if that's the direction we go.
Yeah.
Because the thing that maybe the listeners won't understand is that, or won't know, but Blake is an outstanding defensive first baseman, and we're not going to lose anything defensively with Blake going out to first base. It's just Brennan played a ton of outfield at Walford, and it's just he's been taking fly balls out there off and on all year, but here the last couple of weeks since Sam went down, he's been taking a lot more, and hopefully he's ready to go and feels comfortable out there. I talked to him yesterday and before the game today, and he said he felt fine.
Talking with the head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heller, on our pregame show ahead of Iowa's matchup with Milwaukee. How about the pitching side of things? What are we going to do today?
Yeah, you might see 9, if not more, today. Hopefully all 9 of the guys that we have penciled in will throw well, and then those will be the 9 that go. We've got 3 or 4 penciled in as kind of dirty inning guys, or guys that may bail them out. But you're going to see Aaron Savory's going to get the start. But with the number of guys we wanted to see today, we're not probably going to see any 2-inning guys. We got to get Nick Gotill out there. We want to get Cade Overmuller back out there. We got to get Jared Simpson back out there. Chaz Wheatley is feeling a lot better. We got to get him back out there. And then at the back end, we got to get Will Christopherson back out there.
Yeah.
Just a lot of guys that we want to see today. And then Lou Ellen maybe penciled in to close it out with Henderson back there as well. And then you got Jack Young and Jack Whitaker that we're going to get in as well. So a lot of guys to see. And, like today we don't have Keaton Anthony. He's thrown a lot lately. we don't have him penciled in for a clean inning, but he's a guy that if we use Henderson in an emergency or something, that he could come in and help out, and then Proskovic and Strack as well.
And that has nothing to do with a respect level for the opponent, because Milwaukee's a good team. It's just building those confidence.
No, as you know, that's how we do it. It's just that when what you saw this weekend, John, is when the starting pitching gets you deeper in the game, you don't use as many guys on the weekend. And this is just status quo for us in a midweek against whoever we'd play. We'd do this if we were playing, LSU.
Sure,
It'd be the same plan.
What do you see from Milwaukee? An even record? Looks like they got some good pitching now.
They've had a good year, and they're coming off a really good weekend. They swept Wright State, who traditionally is a very, very good team, and Coach Duffick and I have known each other a long time, and his kids play hard. And generally, to your point, John, generally they're a team that can swing it. I mean, knock you out of the ballpark. Now, they do have some guys that can swing it. They do. But to your point, this year's team is really more pitching and defense oriented than I've seen from them in a while. Now, we're going to be seeing the midweek guys, and just like they are, so who knows how that's going to go. But I know their weekend guys have been doing a good job, and they have some really good arms at the backside, back end of their bullpen. So you definitely want to hopefully be in the lead when we get to the 7th and not allow those guys to have a big factor in the game.
Big series with Minnesota coming up, but what do we do today to get some keys to victory to take down Milwaukee?
Well, it'd be great to go out and have a lot of those guys that we talked about on the mound have quality innings and pound the strike zone, and good defense is going to be something that's important today, which we played. I thought we played excellent defense this weekend down in Bloomington. I don't think we had an error on the infield. I think we had one kind of miscommunication on a fly ball and then one pitcher error on a bunt. And that was the only miscues that we had defensively at Indiana. On a day like today, as we've talked many times, or not many times because it's usually blown in, but on the few times it's blown out, you really don't want to give people free bases via error walks, hit by pitches, because two miscues that on cold wind-blown in days you can get out of. Today it's a wind-blown home run and you're down 3 runs, and so that's a key. And then I just love to see our offense go out there and not try to do too much after the weekend with Indiana. Just get strikes, take the free bases if they're going to give them to us. Get our best swing when the ball's over the plate. Let the rest of it go, and not try hard to hit it out of the ballpark on the pull side when the wind's blowing out. That's a sure recipe for a lot of come around the ground balls and strikeouts.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Let's win the day, take down the Panthers.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heller, on our pregame show from Dwayne Banks this afternoon. It's Iowa and Milwaukee in the midweek matchup. First pitch coming up in just a little bit. We're back with more right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now, kids can eat free.
Starting lineups being announced on the field right now. Before we give you them, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. National anthem coming up in just a second. Right before we see the Milwaukee Panthers, who are 14-14. They're 5-6 in the Horizon League. Iowa 22-8 overall, 2-4 in league play. Have a big series with Minnesota coming up this weekend. Looks like we might have a bit of a schedule change on that series with Minnesota.
Whoa,
so
wait, schedule change? That doesn't happen to us.
How does that come about? Well, we're going to have a little curveball coming. We'll fill you in on those details in just a moment. We'll step aside for today's national anthem. When we come back, it'll be time for starting lineups, batting orders, and first pitch between Milwaukee and Iowa. Coming up right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's a gorgeous day in Iowa City. Low 80s, wind blowing out to straight center. The sun is out. Feels good after the non-conference and kind of the early season that we've had. And a beautiful day on a Wednesday in Iowa City for some baseball at Banks. It's time for today's starting lineups. We'll start with the Milwaukee Panthers visiting with an even 14-14 record, 5-6 in their conference. They'll be led off by Luke Seidel. He's out in left field. Shortstop is Marcus Klein. At second base, batting third is Mark Connolly. In the cleanup spot is Aaron Chapman. Justin Hauser will bat fifth. Jake Novak, sixth. 7, 8, 9 for the Panthers. Jack Thielen, Nate DeYoung, and Ty Olenek. On the flip side for Iowa, defensively, as the Hawkeyes are about to take the field, at first base is Blake Guerin getting the start for Iowa today. Sam Honar's at second. The shortstop is Michael Seegers. Getting the start at third is Gable Mitchell. In the outfield, left to right, is Brennan Durigge, Kyle Huckstorf, and Ben Wilmus. Behind the plate doing the catching for Iowa today is Ben Tallman. And getting the midweek start, his first of his Hawkeye career, Aaron Savory.
Sav is making his fourth appearance, 2.25 ERA. He's thrown 4 innings, given up 4 hits, a run, it was earned, a couple walks, and 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .250 against him. Excited to see him get out there and take the ball for the first time as a starter for the Hawks.
Savory, a freshman righty, 6'3" from Dubuque, Dubuque Wahlert. Coming into college, he was ranked as the number 4 player in the state of Iowa, and as a senior, he had a 7-1 record with a 1.15 ERA. He's looked pretty good in this black and gold, hasn't he? He's done a good job, and if I remember right, the one run he gave up was kind of attributed to his high school teammate who got the double and scored down the line and drove in a run on him. So he really wants that one back, not just being a competitor, but wants it back because of who got it off of it. Right. I don't know if he's got any high school teammates on the Milwaukee side of things today, but we'll see Savory start, and then Coach Heller said I'll probably expect a new pitcher every inning today for the Hawkeyes. So we'll see at least 9 arms, and that's just kind of the midweek approach on things. It would certainly seem that way just because of, we kind of talked about how
you want Brody to go more than 5, and the problem is when Brody goes 7, you lost 2 innings for bullpen guys.
Right.
And so those guys need work, and they need live work. It's not the same throwing, at a bullpen or throwing simulated in a cage. You've got to get out here and get it done.
Seidel's in the box. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it over our head to start today's game. First pitch at 4:05, right on the dot. Head coach of the Panthers is Scott Doffick in his 17th season at the helm. 0-1 pitch from Savary. Fouled off the mask of Tallman. Aaron working nicely to start today's game. 0-2 on Seidel.
The key for all of the guys, you come in, the nine different pitcher thing can be challenging, but the important thing is for any of them, come in and throw strikes. Make the other team beat you.
0-2, breaking ball inside corner. But it's called a ball. Just off the plate. Umpires today, David Field is behind the plate. Scott Bain down the line in first. Alan Steckel out at second. Don Umland is at third. Next pitch from Savary's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to start today's game.
It's kind of our regular midweek crew. Certainly the Umland name is there a lot.
Yep.
So.
We see him quite often. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Savary's ready out of the wind-up the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the breaking ball. Good start for Sav.
Really good curveball there. Got it on the outside part of the plate. Got that first out. Always a good way to get your day going with a good strikeout.
Nice and clean start for Savary. Here's Marcus Klein. He's a left-handed hitter. There's shortstop.
Just 183 on the season. So again, guy you're going to want to attack, get right after, throw strikes. Good 93-mile-an-hour fastball there on the outside part of the plate.
Savary dealing early. No balls and a strike to Klein. Pitch, that's too far outside, away from him, 1-1. Savary early in the season made the trip down to Florida, then took the couple of weeks off when we were in Texas and then Mobile off. And worked hard while he stayed back here. The 1-1 is hit in the air, left center. This will get to the left fielder DeRiggi now, who's playing in a new position, makes the catch for out number 2. It's not new to him, but it's new to him as a Hawkeye.
Yeah, unfamiliar position to
Sure.
Brennan, but yeah, he's been out there I think once for the Hawkeyes, but yeah, he'll be just fine out there. And the thing about this lineup for Milwaukee, there isn't a ton of power in it, but there is a ton of left-handers, and with the wind blowing today, there might be a good time to find a little power, and Connolly is the guy you're going to have to watch out for here as he takes the first pitch low for a ball. But he's got the second best average on the team at 373, and got a little bit of pop, some extra base hit power, and
looks like he's got some speed too. He's got 2 triples. Maybe he just hits it in a good part of the park.
that pulls it down the right field line.
Sure.
Maybe he can run for a while.
1-0 pitch is chopped to the right side. Honar has to charge hard, takes a funny hop off the turf. He'll throw it over to Guerin for the 3rd out. All right, a 1-2-3 inning. Good job by Aaron Savary. We'll go to the bottom of the 1st. Right after this is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
You probably know that a natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. But what does a gas leak look or sound like? If you hear a whooshing or hissing sound, see dirt, dust, or water spraying from an area, or you get dizzy or queasy, leave the area immediately, then call 1-800-595-5325 once you're safely away. See MidAmericanEnergy.com for more safety tips.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
Iowa puts down Milwaukee 1-2-3 in the top of the 1st. Let's get to the bottom half of the inning with the starting lineup, the batting order for the Hawkeyes today. Ben Wilmus Leading things off, Keaton Anthony's the designated hitter, batting second. Brennan DeRiggi's out and left, batting third. In the cleanup spot, Kyle Huckstorf. Good to see him back in the 4 position. Blake Guerin getting the start at first. He'll bat 5th. Batting 6th is Sam Honar. 7, 8, 9, Michael Seegers, Ben Tallman, Gable Mitchell. And they'll be taking on a left-handed pitcher from Milwaukee, Andrew Nye.
Nye is making his 6th appearance on the season. He's 0-1, has an 18 ERA, 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those earned, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Opponents have been able to hit him around to a 400 average. So Hawkeyes will need to kind of see what they're doing. Upper 80s fastball, slider, and a curveball, or slider and a changeup. So
Ben Wilmus stands in. First pitch strike to Ben. Ben took the Indiana pitcher on Sunday to the deepest part of the park in center, but it couldn't quite get out. He was robbed of extra bases.
I was talking to him before the game.
Have you said your warning track thing to him yet?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
Boy.
We definitely called him. I said, he goes, what if I hit one today? I'm like, well, if you hit one today, you're just going to be known as wind-aided now.
Wind-aided. Down on the count, 0-2. The pitch from Nye. Breaking ball drops low. Ball 1.
Good take there. Ben's been a little bit unlucky since he's moved into the top of the order. He had 3 balls on Sunday that he hit exit velo of around 100 and didn't get a hit on any of them.
Sawed off, punches it into right center. This is Trumbull down the line in right, rather. It bounces over the right fielder's head. Wilmus will take off for second base. And he's got a strange double to lead off the bottom of the first. Just in on the hands. He poked it out to right behind the second baseman. It bounced over his head.
Well, I'm not sure that I could have had a more perfect example of how funny baseball is. Ben just clobbered that ball to lead off the game on Sunday, hits it to the wall. Guy puts a foot on the wall, makes the catch with 102-mile-an-hour exit velocity. This one he flares out to right with a 67-mile-an-hour exit velocity, but it finds green grass and goes for a double.
So a runner in scoring position already. Here's Keaton Anthony. He wouldn't need help from the wind, but he'll probably take it today. Eaton looking to get a hold of one this afternoon. First pitch from Nye. Right down central. Strike 1.
Good fastball there. And again, we talked a little bit about this over the weekend too. See if the Hawkeye hitters kind of find some of those patterns. Attacking with that first pitch fastball, really likes to work off his fastball. So see if Iowa makes an adjustment on some of those first pitches.
Wilmus dancing around at second, the 0-1. That's a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1.
Both Wilmus and Anthony have done a nice job on the 2 curveballs they saw of identifying them early and not chasing a pitch down in the dirt.
Now he's trying to get the chase early with the curveball, see if he can throw it for a strike at some point today. As the next pitch is outside, 2-1. You kind of wonder what Milwaukee's game plan is with their pitching setup. 5
appearances, 4 innings. I'll give you a hint of how long he's going to go.
Right. I don't know if they've got 9 arms to throw today, but the 2-1 to Anthony's hit back to the pad. 2-2, just missed it. He was swinging for Carver.
The scouting report that Iowa has on Nye is that he's got a really good curveball. He just doesn't throw it in the strike zone. We saw that a little bit this weekend and got burnt by it too. But the idea of if you can see spin, it's probably not going to be a strike. So it'll be important for the Hawkeye hitters to identify that early.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. In the bottom of the first, the pitch to Anthony, fouled back again. Wind shifted a little bit, maybe blowing out a little bit more to right center than straightaway center when we first got here.
Yeah, it was a straight west wind when I left downtown this afternoon. See how it blows around to the south a little bit.
Still 2-2 as Nye looks in for the sign. The left-handed pitcher is ready for the delivery to Anthony. Here it is. Breaking ball hit on the ground to the right side. Scooped up by the second baseman, Connolly. He'll throw it to first for the first out. Wilmus will advance from second to third there. Runner in scoring position with 1 out.
You always want more, but a good productive out there, hitting it to the right side, allowing Wilmus to move up. So now you've got a guy on third with less than 2 outs, and the position that Iowa certainly struggled with this weekend.
Thought maybe it would just be a 1-game thing, but it kind of carried over Saturday and Sunday. Try to break out of it early in this game with Milwaukee. First pitch to DeRiggi is swung on, fouled back into the net. Milwaukee is wearing black tops with white numbers on the back. They've got Milwaukee spelled out in small, fine gold print across the chest. They've got the white numbers on the bottom left hip of their jersey, gray baseball pants, black ball caps in the field with their Panther logo on the front panel. Nothing in one pitch to DeRiggi. That's low. Iowa countering with white uniforms. Script Iowa spelled out in black across the chest with gold outline, white baseball pants, black batting helmets, gold caps for Iowa today. 1-1 pitch to DeRiggi. There's the breaking ball, and he threw that one for a strike. In there, 1-2.
And you saw Brennan make the adjustment on the first pitch of the at-bat. We've talked about how patient he is, likes to watch pitches. Saw that fastball and took a cut at it, just missed it. So he did expect the first pitch fastball.
Here's the 1-2. He chased that one. And they say that on the drop third strike, he's tagged coming out of the box. DeRiggi goes down on strikes. And I guess that's kind of what happens when he does throw it for a strike, that you can't totally rule it out that it's a possibility, and he got DeRiggi fishing there.
Doubled him up that time, went back-to-back with it, and was able to get him. DeRiggi was probably thinking, he's not going to throw it to me again, so he sees a fastball coming in the right tunnel, and then turns out it is the breaking ball and falls off the table.
Still the runner at third with 2 outs. First pitch strike to Kyle Huckstorf. That one was at the knees, maybe a bit below, just trying to feel out the zone in the early going from Mr. David Field behind the plate. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Off the plate outside, Huckstorf went after it. He's down in the count, 0-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chance to bring in a run here for the Hawkeyes in the first. Nyes shifted back to the windup with Wilmus over there at third. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Huck. Fouled back.
Yeah, don't like seeing this trend continue. Like to try to, maybe it's all set up now for a big 2-out hit, and with the runner in scoring position, bust up a couple of those things.
The 0-2, that's low and out, ball 1. Nice breaking ball. It almost came in the back door. Kyle laid off. Nye shakes off a couple of signs. He's content with the third. Here's the pitch. That is low and in. 2-2 now. You just kind of wonder what it is, if it's a mentality thing or a contagious thing. We talk about things being contagious, whether it's basketball, baseball, momentum. And if one guy can just bring in this first runner in scoring position, that'd be great. 2-2, check swing. Huckstorf went around. We'll have to try again next time, I guess. Hawks will leave Wilmus at third. We've played 1 at Dwayne Banks. Scoreless, Milwaukee and Iowa. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. The Hotel Kirkwood, named the Corridor Business Journal's 2022 Best Banquet and Event Venue. And awarded the AAA 4 Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatkirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Top of the second inning, we'll see a new Hawkeye pitcher in this scoreless game. The left-hander, the senior, Jared Simpson.
Jared will make appearance number 10 on the season. He is 3-1, 6.75 ERA though, 25 1/3 innings, 21 hits, 19 runs, all earned, 16 walks, 40 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .223. Problem for Jared, a little bit of wildness, hit 9 batters. And so started off the year really, really well. Was kind of the bullpen ace there. When Iowa started making a little bit of a shuffle, Jared got his first start and really hasn't been the same quite since then. Not that the two things are necessarily related, just that's kind of been the tipping point for him. So he'll try to find his way back. And I guess Texas Tech was kind of got beat around a little bit on a tough night there. But
and he came in the game against Maryland too, and just struggled a little bit. It was a windy day, just like it is today. And so we're really looking forward to Jared getting back to the Jared Simpson that we know, right? And we know it's there. You just think for him it's one clean inning could be all, just as simple as that, right?
Well, you talk about with a scorer, to use your basketball analogy again, you talk about with a scorer, you foul them and they see a free throw go in, or you give up an easy layup and all of a sudden now the three-pointer starts to fall. That kind of idea could be the same thing. If Jared could just kind of find that one inning where it's like, man, that just clicked today, and just kind of rebuild off that.
He'll see Chapman first. Their leading hitter up near 400. Righty swings at the first pitch. Popped up to the right side. This could be a tough play. Wilmus is sprinting forward. He's got it for out number one. That was a tough play.
Trying to put it in that same zone that Wilmus took advantage of, but Ben did a nice job coming in there, and Wynn's pushing it and blew it back out to him.
And our infield was shifted a little bit too, with Honar playing closer to the bag at second. Guerin was running straight back. That's a tough play for any first baseman. Honar had a lot of room to go, and so it was up to Wilmus, who probably had the best path on it to come forward, get that out. Here's the 5-hitter Hauser. First pitch strike from Simpson on the inside corner. Hauser's their 5-hitter, up towards the top of their team average as well, just below 300.
Is a guy that strikes out a little bit more, so if Jared can kind of keep his stuff together, find the zone.
On the outside corner that time, got the call, 0-2. Good start for Simpson in his outing today.
And now lefty on lefty here. You'd like to see Jared maybe give him one of those sweepers away and see if Hauser can stick to it.
0-2's the count. The pitch from Simpson goes fastball outside one more time. Tried it, but too far off the plate. 1-2.
Jared's got that little bit of a kind of a crossfire action, not quite sidearm, but three-quarters, really hard on a lefty crowd in the plate, but also makes it hard for Jared to find the inside part of the plate, which is part of the Hitz-Batman thing.
Simpson's got the sign from Tallman, the 1-2. Again, missing outside now, 2-2. All right, he's thrown that pitch, 3 or 4 times in a row now.
Yeah, the second pitch that was called for a strike, then he moved it outside, hit the same spot twice in a row, hasn't gotten a fish, and didn't get any umpire bite.
2 balls, 2 strikes with an out. Bases are empty, and there he goes with the sweeper. Swung on and missed for the 3rd strike, 2nd out.
Good job with Tallman to stay with it. Sounded like maybe a foul tip, but he was right there. Got the, instead of giving him the fastball out there, gave him the ball that was breaking out there with a little bit of a slider, and
basically went outside the whole time to him. The first 3 or 4 were straight right to the outside corner, and this one he starts down the middle and it ends up on the outside.
Well, that's again when Jared's had a little bit of trouble coming inside with the way he delivers on left-handers.
Ooh, as that one was inside, right on cue, John. Too far.
I'm getting pretty good at this thing.
Yeah.
And so that's the
magic 8-ball somewhere.
Exactly. So that's part of staying away is a little bit of Jared's still effective. He's got good speed and has that good breaking ball, so he can pitch away. It's nice to show inside every now and again.
Batter is Jake Novak, another left-handed hitter, and Simpson's down in the count to him. 2 balls, no strikes. Novak's out in right today for Milwaukee.
He's 267 on the season. Hasn't started all the games. A little more than half or so, or almost half for starting. Played in most of the games.
2-0 pitch is hit on the ground past a diving Gable Mitchell into left field for Milwaukee's first base hit of the day.
Good job going the other way with that one. Took the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Nice ground ball single out there.
Pretty good contact.
Good contact. He definitely barreled it up, and I'm not sure it would have mattered. Hawks had a little bit of a shift on. I don't think Seegers, even in a normal position, was going to get that ball. It was well enough hit on the turf to get through.
So Novak is the first base runner of the day for the Panthers. We'll see Jack Thielen now. He's their catcher. Stands in from the right side. First pitch from Simpson. Check swing, and Thielen got a piece of it to foul it off.
We talk about it a lot, but this is the part of the order, Iowa pitchers really need to attack. Thielen just 224. Pretty good walk guy, though, so you're going to have to throw strikes. You're going to have to attack him. He actually walks more than he strikes out, so you're going to have to go get him out.
Long pause from Simpson. The pitch, comebacker right to him, off his glove. Seegers charges it, bare hands it. It's got no play. Couple runners on now for Milwaukee.
I think Michael was going to try to make a bare hand, and I think he was far enough away from the base. I don't think he could have just touched second. I think he was just going to try to gun it across, but
even then, I think it would have been tough at first just because going off of Simpson's glove slowed it down enough.
Took enough off of it. And, again, it's kind of what you got what you needed. You got a ground ball. You just couldn't quite feel it. So now you got 217 here, and you got a high strikeout guy. So now you really need to go get him here.
Runners at first and second for Milwaukee in the top of the second. Here's DeYoung. They'll try a pickoff move to second. And the runner's back in safely.
Actually might have had a chance at him if the throw would have been on the correct side of the bag. Threw it over on the first base side, and by the time Seegers could slap the tag back, he was going to make it back easy.
Novak didn't seem like he had a great read on the pickoff move that was on its way.
Got a huge lead again.
First pitch to DeYoung, clips the outside corner for a strike. DeYoung's a tall drink of water, isn't he?
Certainly looks that way.
Yeah, he's 6'6".
That's your DH.
Yeah, left-handed hitter. He's been around. He's a senior. No balls and a strike. Pitch from Simpson is slapped foul and out of play. 0-2.
Hawks catch a little bit of a break there. Seegers broke behind the runner for a pickoff move, and Simpson went ahead and delivered, so left a big hole out there in between second and third.
Yeah, miscommunication there, you think? Or
I think
it
so.
Had to have been.
He's got a giant lead. He's very pickable right now if Simpson's got any sort of move on him.
Here's the 0-2 on its way home. Fouled back to the screen. Send the fans in the front row flinching. 2 hits in the inning for Milwaukee. We're still scoreless in the top of the second.
This is kind of what we talked about. This has been a little bit of what's happened to Jared here. 2 quick outs, 2 easy outs, a good single, and then a tough single, and now he's got to get out of it.
Come set with the 0-2 again. Here it is. This is low and in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Tallman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Towards the bottom of the order as DeYoung is their 8th hitter. Simpson's got the sign now. He's ready to deal it home. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate outside with a breaking ball. 2-2.
Good piece of hitting there from DeYoung to take that pitch, as it was a good breaking ball. That's the one that Jared struck out. Was it Hauser that he got with that one?
Yes. Got him earlier in the inning. I say you throw it again. It was pretty good there. The 2-2, fastball outside. Full count now, and that'll get the runners going for the Panthers.
And I created a little bit of extra angst here that you didn't necessarily need.
They got the first 2 outs of the inning with relative ease. Now back-to-back singles. The runners on the move on the 3-2 pitch from Simpson. Now they'll check on that runner out there at second first. That's Novak out there.
It's worth a shot. He had a very aggressive lead, and he actually used the inside move there, so you made it look like you were going home and then just spun on it. He was aware that was a possibility, as he was back fairly easily that time.
Here's the 3-2. Popped up on the right side. Wilmus and Huckstorf come together. It's Wilmus who will call off Kyle and make the catch for the 3rd out. So the Panthers get a couple of base runners, but nothing doing when it comes to the run category. So we'll go to the bottom of the second. Guerin, Honar, Seegers due up for the Hawkeyes when we get there. Still scoreless at Duane Banks. We're back with more right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oaknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
Bottom of the second inning, Iowa trying to get on the board in the early going, put some pressure on Milwaukee. We're still scoreless. It'll be Guerin, Honar, and Seegers. Due up in this inning, Iowa got a leadoff double from Ben Wilmus in the first, but went down quietly after that.
Well, Blake Guerin, the guy about to come to the plate, is the Hawkeye double guy. 4 of his Hawkeye hits, 3 of those have been doubles, so might as well add to that tally and start this inning off right as well.
Looks like Nye's still out there for the Panthers. Try to get another clean inning out of him. He did a good job in the first.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, I guess, but he did it on 19 pitches, so he wasn't really overly taxed there. So
first pitch to Guerin is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Guerin is a freshman from Shoreview, Minnesota, 6'6", 280 pounds. No balls in the strike. Pitch to Guerin. Hits it on the ground and is short. This will be a routine ground ball. Blake hustling down the line, but he's thrown out at first. 1 down.
Good solid contact there, but the breaking ball was out away from him and he pulled it. We've talked about how those tend to work out for you. It turns into a routine ground ball usually for your pull side of the infield, and that one exactly worked out.
Klein didn't have to move a step to his left or right. Honar swings at the first pitch, drives it deep to right, but the right fielder will catch up to it and grab it. 2 down.
Sam didn't quite catch all that. Got a pitch he liked on the inside part of the plate, was looking fastball, got it, just didn't quite get the barrel on it. Ends up not being able to quite take advantage of the wind with the...
I thought the wind was going to carry that one for sure. But he must have really not got a hold of that.
Yeah, just missed the barrel enough that really didn't get any of the extra lift.
So Nye's gotten the first 2 Hawkeyes out pretty quickly.
2 pitches, 3 pitches?
Yeah, you threw a first pitch breaking ball to Guerin, and then Honar swung at the first pitch that he saw. Seegers is the batter. It counts 2-0 to him already.
That's not breaking news with Sam.
No. I think we were looking back. I think he might have swung at the first pitch of every single one of his at-bats at Indiana this weekend. 2-0 pitch to Seegers, low and out, ball 3.
He makes pretty good contact a lot of times. I mean, he kind of knows what he's looking for, and you'd think pitchers would start to nibble a little more on him.
4-pitch walk for Michael Seegers to keep the second inning going, and that'll force Ben Tallman to remove his shin guards, the on-deck circle, and give it a crack. We haven't seen Ben in a while. Good to see him in the lineup today.
No, it's nice to see him. You know, he's another one of those fun guys on road trips, and just a good character, good personality, so good to see him getting a little bit of time here. Just got a couple hits on the year, but hit a stretch last year where he got really hot with the bat, so it'd be kind of fun to see him get rolling a little.
So with 2 outs, Seegers at first. We'll see if they test him at all. And the throw over to first is over the first baseman's head. Seegers going to take off for second. He rounds it, headed for third, loses the helmet. He'll be at third with a stand-up, on a stand-up movement over there after the throw was way over the first baseman's head.
How many times do we see a pitcher try to throw a changeup to a base? I mean, we saw it this weekend just even on a routine throw from a Hawkeye pitcher. And then we've seen it a couple times this year on balls. Just instead of just throwing it over there, you try to be easy with it, and it never ends up in a good spot.
Yeah, just trying to kind of guide it and loft it over there. Hauser did not have much of a chance at it. So that's one way to test Milwaukee. Still 2 outs in the inning. Here's the first pitch to Tallman. Right down the middle, called strike.
Yeah, now it's be interesting to see if all of a sudden Iowa has another runner in scoring position.
Fortunately comes with 2 outs. Here's the breaking ball that's outside to Tallman. I was thinking maybe see Michael try to steal a bag and see what kind of arm this catcher has, but we'll take the double dose right there, getting all the way to third. Here's the 1-1 to Tallman. Check swing. He went around. Chased the high heater 1 and 2.
Yeah, up above the letters, went after that one.
Well, if you get the right upward swing on it, maybe. If you can catch up to it, that was thrown in there pretty hard. The 1-2 to Tallman. That's a breaking ball low and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You better be fast if you're going fishing for that one.
Something about launch angle, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've seen many Hawk hitters that are going to have a bat speed that can get up to that one.
Out of the windup, the 2-2. Popped up, fouling out of play to the right side. We'll do it again. Cable Mitchell stands on deck. Like we said, Iowa went down pretty quietly in the first portion of this inning with a ground out and a fly out. Seegers with a walk and advancing on the error all the way over to third. That's where he stands now. The 2-2 to Tallman. Breaking ball called, third strike. Came right in the back door, didn't even knock. Tallman is down on strikes to end the second. We're still scoreless. Heading to the third with Milwaukee. Back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
At MidAmerican Energy, we want to help keep you safe around power lines and electrical equipment. Always assume a power line is energized, even if it's on the ground. To avoid the risk of an accidental shock or electrocution, avoid touching a power line with anything. And when you see high voltage warnings on transformers and substations, stay away. We care about you and your safety. Get more tips at midamericanenergy.com.
Paid for by the customers of MidAmerican Energy.
Top of the third inning, Iowa and Milwaukee scoreless. Each team's threatened a couple of times, but nothing doing offensively. Credit both pitchers, all the pitchers that have been in the game to this point. I will throw out another one right now. It'll be Chaz Wheatley. Chaz, a sophomore from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The righty, 6'6", he comes into the game.
Appearance number 5 for Chaz. 3 in the third innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .214 against Chaz in his work so far this year.
He's on a pretty good run the past few times, isn't he?
He's really done a nice job. He comes in, you know, a little bit like the pitcher that gave Iowa some trouble, Senard, this weekend from Indiana, and Luke Llewellyn. You know, throwing it. He's not way over the top, but, 6'6", it's a high release point, so it's a little bit different than what hitters are used to seeing. And he does a good job. He tends to throw strikes, keeps it in and around the plate, and lets his defense do some work.
He's got, we'll have to get the specifics of it, I guess, but he's got a nice, 2-seam sinker action on his fastball. He'll see 9-1-2 as this one's hit sharply to Honar at second to start the third. That's Ty Olenek, and he grounds out to start it.
Hit that ball hard, but again, kind of one of the breaks of it, pretty much right to Honar. Had to range just a little bit to his left. Kind of bobbled it up, but it kept it corralled in front of him. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Good job by Wheatley. Now back to the top of the order with Seidel, who struck out in the first. Savary got him. Batting from the right side, first pitch from Wheatley, right down central, called strike.
Yeah, fastball was in the low 90s there. That one was 91. Again, a lot of movement on it, as you mentioned. 21 inches of slide on the fastball.
Too far outside this time, 1-1. You just kind of think, the way I view these midweek pitchers, all vying for spots on the weekend, right? You got plenty of time to rest up and be ready as the 1-1 is lined into right. Wilmus will have to go back a couple of steps, but he's there, out number 2.
Another decently hit ball, but right at Wilmus. But to your point, you're exactly right. That's the idea of, you got to be able to come in and do a job. And is it difficult to come in and throw one inning after you maybe haven't thrown in a week? Well, yeah, but is it difficult to come in with guys on second and third and one out and need you to get out of a jam on a weekend series that you have to win? So it's a trial run to try to get that spot and get more and more responsibility.
Yeah, it's all about earning the trust of the staff, right? Because you kind of run into those things with a bullpen as the batter is Klein. 1-0 pitch from Wheatley, fouled back, 1-1. You get to a point where the bullpen is not necessarily about, hey, is it good or is it bad? It's who do we trust the most to put in there? And when a staff doesn't trust certain arms in a bullpen, that's when you really get into trouble. You throw out just kind of some wild cards.
You want to put your name on the short list of, hey, I'm going to throw strikes and I'm going to throw competitive strikes. I'm not just going to put it in the middle of the plate and let a guy tee up on it, but I'm going to be in the strike zone and I'm going to be hard to hit.
2-1 pitch is popped up. Shallow center. Huckstorf coming forward. It'll be Seegers going back, and he'll grab it just shy of the Tiger Hawk in center. A 1-2-3 inning for Chaz Wheatley. Good job there.
Very nicely done. Kind of hassle some of these guys every once in a while. Man, your day was 7 pitches. That didn't last very long.
Efficient for Wheatley. We go to the bottom of the third. Iowa trying to get on the scoreboard. We're scoreless. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Don't let life get in the way of what's most important. Visit shelterinsurance.com to learn more. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Bottom of the third inning, Gable Mitchell will lead things off for the Hawkeyes in a scoreless game with Milwaukee. 9-1-2, Mitchell, and then back to Wilmus and Anthony due up in this inning. Let's make it a big one. Let's put up a crooked number.
Be a good time to start with that.
Iowa with one hit. Mitchell squares to bunt, pulls it back, called strike on the outside corner to start his at bat. One hit for Iowa through 2+ innings.
I congratulated Gable on the good bunt he laid down on Sunday to get a base hit, and he said, yeah, that was maybe a little bit of self-preservation on the bunt.
Defensive bunt. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat from the right side this time against Nye, who's back out there again.
Good line from Nye so far. Just one hit, one walk, 3 strikeouts.
Mitchell will sky this down the line in right, heading towards foul territory. The right fielder moves over, and he's got it. In foul territory, makes the catch, 1 down.
Boy, I thought that ball was in the Iowa bullpen, and it just stayed in play as the wind just kind of kept pushing it out that direction.
Back to the top of the order for Ben Wilmus. He's got Iowa's lone hit today, and it was that kind of punched blooper out to right for a double.
It wasn't actually the pound-your-chest double variety, but...
Hey, in the scorebook, I don't necessarily write how much power's behind it, so... He can rest his laurels on that one. He'll watch a first pitch strike go by.
Not jotting down exit velo on any of those.
No, nope. Keeping the analytics to the computer that we got, huh? Here's the 0-1 to Wilmus. That's high and out, ball one. Got to think hitters like Anthony, DeRiggi, and Huckstorf are chomping at the bit to get in the box, and hopefully with some runners on. The 1-1 to Wilmus, fouled back, 1-2.
A double in the first inning was Ben's first extra base hit of the season.
How about that?
Nicely done there.
Really becoming an everyday starter now, partially due to injuries, but he'd also been working his way back into it. A ball and 2 strikes to Wilmus. It's outside again, off speed, 2-2.
Yeah, his on-base percentage there was off the charts for a while and kind of come back down into a somewhat more normal range, but still really good, and obviously helped it there in his first at-bat.
Here comes the 2-2. That's low for a full count now. It's kind of been some musical chairs in the leadoff spot for Iowa this year. Started with Seegers, went to Wilmus.
Huck had it for a game.
Yep. Kind of changing some things around. Wilmus has done a good job in this spot as it stands. Here's the full count pitch to him. Fouled back. Good at bat.
And this is where Ben's been good, is when he sees the ball well and extends the at bat. You know, he kind of maybe falls into a little bit of a I'm going to walk idea, and when he's a little bit more aggressive, still keeps the walk on the table, but does that.
Yep, shot in the gap in right center. Will it get to the wall? Yes! Wilmus rounding first, heading for second. Will he stop there? He will do that as well. Another double for Ben Wilmus. He's got the second Hawkeye hit today.
If your first extra base hit of the season is good, your second must be even better. So nice job there. He kind of told me jokingly before the game when I was hassling him about warning track was, his job today with the wind blowing was to make sure he just tried to hit line drives at the Tiger Hawk out there and not top roll ground balls. And really good job there going with it, driving it into the gap. Thought he had a chance at 3 there.
Yeah, he got to the bag right when the outfielder had picked it up. So here is Anthony with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. No score between Milwaukee and Iowa. First pitch low and in, and Wilmus will take off for 3rd.
Good job there. Good block by Thielen, but then really couldn't find it. Once he had it right in front of him, and he kind of stepped over it, and they lost sight of it. And good job from Wilmus to see that and go ahead and take 3rd.
Sack fly, ground ball. That'll score a run. It'd be the first run scored in today's game. Bottom of the 3rd. 1 ball, no strikes to Anthony. Nye's ready, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Went after the slow breaking ball. 1-1.
Really good pitch there, though. It's just Keaton's checking with the umpire to see if it was a strike. It was pretty close. Bottom kind of fell out of it, but it might have been right at the knee line of the zone.
Here's like that free throw you were talking about earlier. Got to see one go through. The 1-1, Anthony screams it back to the net, and it's 1-2. Got to see a runner in scoring position, opportunity to get converted for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be overly dramatic in a midweek game, but 0 for 4 with runners on base, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position already today. After the way Saturday and Sunday went, Iowa needs something positive to happen in this type of situation.
Nice set with the 1-2. That's low and in. Skipped away from the catcher briefly, but he caught up to it. That's Thielen.
Yeah, almost got it in a cheap way there, but at this point,
let's drive him in.
I will take it any way they can get it. But love to. We talked about it at the break. Would love to just see kind of a series of hits. Just start stringing some things together.
Out of the stretch, the pitch to Anthony. Line drive, caught by the 3rd baseman. Robbed Anthony of a base hit that would have brought in a run. There's 2 down in the inning.
And that's a little bit about, that's a little bit of what happens. You get snake bitten a little bit, and so then you hit a good ball into a pretty good spot, and guy makes a play on you, and you're just an inch, 2 inches farther to the left, and that's a base hit.
He didn't dive for it, but he was fully extended on the run to his left towards shortstop. His face, I think, his eyes were looking at the turf with his head down, but he caught it anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't demolished, but it was hit hard enough that you'd like to think that one's going to slide through.
DeRiggi's the batter, 2-0 is the count to him. Still with Wilmus at third and 2 outs. And Anthony's contact had so much topspin on it too, right? The 2-0 hit on the ground to first. First baseman Hauser's got it. He'll take it to the bag himself. Nothing doing for Iowa in that inning. We've played 3. Top of the 4th coming up. No score between Milwaukee and Iowa. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Ooh, got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
You probably know that a natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. But what does a gas leak look or sound like? If you hear a whooshing or hissing sound, see dirt, dust, or water spraying from an area, or you get dizzy or queasy, leave the area immediately. Then call 1-800-595-5325 once you're safely away. See MidAmericanEnergy.com for more safety tips.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
Top of the 4th inning in Iowa City, moving right along with the new Hawkeye pitcher now. We'll go with Nick Gattilla, the junior lefty from Davenport. Gattilla's into the game.
Appearance number 10 for Nick, 3.48 ERA, 10 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those were earned. He's walked 7, struck out 11. Opponent's just hitting 167 against Nick. He was kind of the guy that got called on to close out Friday night at Texas Tech, so gave up a couple home runs there, but otherwise he's been pretty clean when he comes into the game. Does a nice job. A little bit of that same sidearm action that Jared Simpson has. So throw strikes, mow through this middle part of the lineup, which is going to have a couple left-handers in there.
He's another confidence, momentum type of pitcher, isn't he, where you just got to kind of see him maybe get that first out as quick as possible, and then he really starts to get going. First pitch swinging is Connolly, and he fouls it off to the left side. Gattilla came in against Maryland, and he threw one pitch. He was brought in to get a batter out. Unfortunately, hit him on the first pitch, and that was just the end of his day. So he needs a clean inning to get his confidence where he'd like it. He's got Connolly swinging all over the place. This one foul again, 0-2.
Yeah, he ran into Schliger sitting on top of the plate.
That's right.
Lefty on lefty matchup, and Schliger taking away the inside part of the plate. And Nick tried to get it and missed it.
No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on its way home. This one is high for a ball. Connolly grounded out to end the first.
Again, these next 3 hitters, really kind of the juice of the Panther lineup.
Here's a comebacker right to Nick. He's got it. He'll jog over halfway to first, flip it to Guerin, 1 down.
If you're going to throw change up to first, that's how to do it. You get all the way over there, a little underhand flip, save yourself the wear and tear, and get it done. He was so nonchalant, too, when he caught
Absolutely.
it. Just kind of flips the glove up. I got this.
I was thinking about how to portray that. But, yeah, he just grabbed it, and I guess I'll take it over there.
Yeah, you're going to make me run over there. Here we go.
The batter's Chapman for Milwaukee now. He swings at the first pitch off the end of the bat, foul in the air.
Yeah, did he actually hit the bat there?
It sounded funny, didn't it?
Weirdly capped there. His 63-mile-an-hour exit velocity on that one.
No balls and a strike. This one is outside from Gattilla. You can tell that Chapman, who leads their team in batting average, he hits the weight room. He's got muscle striations on his forearm, and his sleeves on his shirt are pretty snug to his biceps as he skies this down the right field line. Guerin will give chase, but it looks like it'll get out of play into the bullpen. Hits off the light pole down there, and it's 1-2.
Are you saying Chapman's wearing a medium?
Yeah, Chapman's got a. I'm going to say, as somebody who kind of works out a little bit, that he's just done a good job in the gym. Maybe has got the jersey on a little bit too tight. Here's a ground ball to third. Mitchell will scoop it up, has to hurry the throw. It's high, but Guerin gets back down. 2 down.
Beauty of a 6'6" first baseman there helping out Gable Mitchell. But you were talking about, the shirt can't be too tight because he was the third baseman that made that play down there. So he was able to lift his arms enough to make that play on Keaton.
Hauser's quickly into the box and ready for the first pitch from Gatilla. Hauser struck out in the second. Nick is ready. First pitch breaking ball is high. Ball 1.
The Hawks have been able to. Savory was able to get through, but otherwise Simpson had a chance and kind of let it sneak away. Chaz was good.
Yep.
Like to see Nick finish this one off too. Now with 2 strikes on the, actually just 1 and 1. So.
Swing and a miss from Hauser. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Gatilla. That's too far outside. Ball 2. I always appreciate the approach of a midweek game. I don't know which one I pay attention to more, the offensive or the pitching and defensive side. I guess I'd lean towards the pitching side of things. The 2-1 is high for another ball. 3-1. Just in that, pitching is such a mental focus, right? You have to bring it every pitch, every time you step onto that rubber, and to see the guys take it so seriously as the 3-1 is high for a ball. So it will be a walk here with 2 outs, but I think that's where the focus is many times in these midweek games.
Well, I've talked to a lot of the guys about how the pitching kind of relates to golf. The one pitch at a time, one swing at a time idea. That, even if your last one was lousy, you've still got to come back and make your best swing on the next one and make your best pitch on the next one. So it's interesting to try to compare those things as Nick misses down low there. Milwaukee's a team, you just look at the lineup, there's only 2 guys with double-digit walks. I mean, this is a team that wants to swing the bat. In 28 games, your walk leader there has 14. So not really somebody that's going to go up there and not swing if you're throwing competitive around the plate.
Right, and so far it's been pretty balanced. Iowa just issuing the 1 walk from Gatilla right there. This one's lifted into left center. DeRiggi giving chase. It's over his head into the wall. Runner rounding second. He's touching third right now. They're going to send him. Here comes the throw from Seegers. He is safe at the plate. Close play. Milwaukee's on the board first in the 4th with, I believe, probably a double and an advancement on the throw because Novak's at third right now. Hauser scores.
Good job taking the 89-mile-an-hour fastball going out to left field with it. And you saw a little bit of DeRiggi's, again, not inexperienced because he's a left fielder. Yeah, rusty of having not played a lot of outfield. Maybe took a little bit of a different angle at that one. Wasn't able to get it, and then had to kind of turn and backtrack on it, and maybe just wasn't the most efficient chasing it.
So it'll be a double and advancement to third on the throw. 1-0 Milwaukee. Gatilla has to work now to keep that second run from getting in. The batter is Thielen. The count 1-1 with 2 outs. Panthers on the board first. The walk comes back to hurt us.
Exactly, and that's free bases. And Coach Heller mentioned that in this type of game. With the wind blowing out. If you give up free bases, that one wasn't a home run or anything like that. It was just a well hit ball, but. It's still the principle of free bases biting you.
Here comes a 2-1. This one is lined into center. Hucksdorf is over, and he's got it. So he makes the catch on the run in the gap. It'll be 1 run for Milwaukee. They get 1 hit, but the walk deals the damage. Panthers 1, Hawkeyes nothing. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Iowa tries to answer right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong Team, Wisconsin Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. Contact the Jill Armstrong Team, Wisconsin Realty, for all of your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
Bottom of the fourth coming up. Iowa trailing Milwaukee 1-0. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Iowa Hawkeye baseball. Well, the pressure's on the Hawkeyes now in the bottom of the fourth. Kyle Huckstorf, Blake Guerin, and Sam Honar due up to try to answer Milwaukee's run that they scored in the top half of the inning. Panthers lead at 1-0. So far, just haven't really gotten a lot going, John.
No, just the two Ben Wilmus doubles and a walk. So really haven't been able to string together anything again. And the drought with runners on base and runners in scoring position continuing for Iowa as well.
Huckstorf had squared to bunt, pulled it back as a breaking ball from Nye. Scooped in for a strike. Nothing in one pitch on its way. Kyle takes this right down the middle again. And it's 0-2. Got to get Huckstorf going again lately. He's had feel like a rough couple of games.
Yeah, had the average up near 400, down to 308.
0-2 is high and out, ball one.
And that's kind of been the issue with some of the hitting is, no, it's not on Huck, but it's kind of, that's the symptom of everybody's kind of gone into misses down low, a little bit of the slide together, and then you lose Petey to an injury, and then some of the averages you had. Brendan Driggy's down to 349. You started losing some of that, the top heavy averages. All of a sudden, it just gets a little tougher to score runs because you're not stringing it together quite like you were at the beginning of the year.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Huck. That's low, ball 3. So Kyle's done a good job with the plate discipline to keep the at-bat going. Are you surprised to see Nye back out there?
Oh, a little bit. I was going to kind of comment on how good of a job he's done. Came into the game with 5 appearances and just 4 innings, as Huckstorf does draw the walk. Last year he was a starter, but still only threw 17 and a third innings. So in 16 appearances, so it wasn't like he was going to go deep in game. So got to be, if you're in the Milwaukee dugout, this is just stealing right now.
Well, they've had some good midweek success. They won at Minnesota back on March 1st, 3-0. Here's Blake Guerin. First pitch is downstairs for a ball. So some, midweek success there, and
they've won 4 in a row now. So there's some confidence here of winning some games now and doing the right things.
Ball, no strikes to Guerin. This one's off the plate outside 2-0. Just trying to look at their schedule. It appears all their midweek games, for the most part, relatively low scoring. Just don't see any high scoring games with them in the midweek.
Lost 8-4 to UIC, 4-1. They won 4-1 Concordia, Wisconsin. Really important for Guerin here. He tried to pull that outside pitch in his first at bat, rolled one right to the shortstop. Especially with Huckstorf on first base, go with the pitch a little bit more here. If he gets one to pull, great, but otherwise maybe try to at least hit it back up the middle or to right.
2-0 is at the knees for a strike, 2-1.
Ball might have been a little low, and I don't mind him taking that one either.
You wonder if Blake heads out to any of the golf courses in the area. Could get our answer if he swings at that one next time. 2 balls and a strike. They'll check on the runner at first. This is big for Blake also because he could be a starter for the next few games, few weeks. You just don't really know based on the injury situation for Iowa. But they're going to have to maybe get creative, and the Hawks have been with the lineup today, putting DeRiggi out in left. But this is not more than likely just a midweek start for Guerin. This could be to get him going for the series to come as he swings through a fastball there, 2-2.
Well, and the problem with some of the other changes you have to make to the Iowa lineup is you take out a lot of the power and pop. If you can put Guerin back in, then you've got some more of it. He's got to prove himself here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Another check on Huck at first.
Nye is not the fastest to the plate, and Huck does have 10 stolen bases, so if he could get a little bit of a read on him here, he'd test that runners in scoring position theory again.
Huck has a great lead at first. He's just in a stare-off with him. 2-2, check swing. Did not go, and the count will be full.
Good job there. Way to fight off the breaking ball. Now see, look fastball here. Try to drive one somewhere and try to fight off a breaking ball if it comes.
Big spot. Looks like some momentum could be hanging in the balance right now. The 3-2. Driven into right center. Get going, baby. It is off the wall. Guerin's headed for second. They're going to send Huck. Here comes Huck around third, and he'll score. And Blake Guerin has tied it up with a drive to right center.
Double number 4 for Blake Guerin on the season. RBI number 4. He hit that one 386. Just couldn't quite get it out of the ballpark. You'll have to call him warning track. That was
Ooh, he won't handle that well. But he gave it a ride to right center. We're tied at 1.
He gave it a ride. Great piece of base running from Huckstorf, too. Kind of knew that it wasn't going to get caught, but wasn't 100% sure. So basically he went to second base, parked it. Then once he saw it down, he ran the last 180 feet to score.
Power hitting continues now with Honar in the box. Give him something to hit on the first pitch. You know he wants to swing at it. Here it comes. That's low and out. Honar will lay off.
Yeah, that's the first hit for Hawkeyes with a base runner on in a long time, and still don't have one in scoring position. So now let's break that whammy here with Guerin out there at second.
Tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Have to find a gap to score Guerin right now. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Honar. Swings at it and fouls it to the right side.
Well, what you want to see is, at the very least, you want a productive out. Sam likes to pull the ball. Pull the ball. If you pull it on the ground over to the right side, great. Then Guerin will be able to take third, and you'll just have one out and a runner over there. But I just take a single. Let's just keep piling hits together here.
Have a big inning. 1-1 pitch to Honar. That's called strike on the outside corner. 1-2.
Just kind of dotted the edge. And again, we see the walk come back to bite them now. So it's free bases again going the other direction.
Continue to make it hurt right here. A ball and 2 strikes. Nye looks in for the sign. He's got it. Nobody out in the 4th. We're tied at 1. Nice breaking ball that dropped just low. And it's 2-2.
Really good pitch there, and a really nice job from Honar to lay off of it. We've kind of joked about his desire to swing the bat, but took that one just below the strike zone.
The 2-2 popped up right side. This is carrying well to the wall. Get going, baby. It is gone. Sam Honar. Boom.
409 to right center field as he got a little wind-aided. Might not have got all of it like some of the other home runs he's hit, but got enough of that one to drive it out. Didn't quite scare the cars out there on Newton Road, but got it in the right direction.
Hawks lead at 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th. John, I got to be honest, I thought Sam's fly out to right in the second was hit a little bit better than that one.
Agreed that maybe that one was going to get a little bit more carry, but he got a little bit more barrel on that one and got it done, and that will chase Nye from the game.
That'll do it for him, as Milwaukee will make a call to the bullpen in the bottom of the 4th. Iowa leading now 3-1. They've responded, answered Milwaukee's score in the top half of the inning. We'll take a pitching change break. When we come back, we'll let you know who the next Panther pitcher is right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
At U.S. Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones, so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever.
Oh my goodness. Visit U.S. Cellular in-store or online, and we'll help set your phone to us mode, even if you're not a customer. U.S. Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
Iowa doing some damage in the bottom of the fourth. They've pushed 3 runs across, leading Milwaukee now 3-1. The Panthers have to go to the bullpen. They'll bring in the righty Sam Matthews from Fairfield, Ohio.
An impressive 18th appearance on the season already in just game 29. He's been in 18 of them. He has got 2 saves, 15 innings, 12 hits, has yet to allow an earned run, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .231, has hit 2 batters. You know, his fastball is just going to be around 80, plus or minus a little bit. He's got a little bit of a, that's not even a Jacob Henderson delivery. That is even farther sidearm than that. That is all the way down at 9 o'clock. Hawkeye hitters are probably going to try to climb up in the box a little bit. You've got that little bit of a slower speed on the fastball, and then really tries to, because of that sidearm delivery, tries to just pick off the edges of the plate. So Hawks will have to try to combat that angle and maybe crowd the plate a little bit on him and see if they can cause some problems.
Well, it'll be Seegers that gets the first look at him, and he's going to see it come from almost third base. He winds up, after he releases it, way over on the left side. We'll see if that holds true after his warm-up pitches. Yeah, first one to Seegers is right down the middle. It didn't look like it off the start.
Wow. And, you know, you think about it again. We talked about this in Indiana, too. You've got the shift on for Seegers again. Boy, a push bunt with a guy that falls off the mound that way to the first base side is a base hit all day.
And Michael's trying to figure him out. 0-2 after another one. Ends up right down the middle.
Catcher broke his glove.
It's the first time we've seen that this year. It's not like this guy's throwing heat, is he? That came in at low 80s.
Maybe he needs there was the old knuckleball glove where he used kind of the wiffle glove where it was a little bit bigger. Maybe he needs that one here.
All right, Michael's got to hang tough here. You almost have to assume that the slider's coming, isn't it?
100%.
No balls, 2 strikes. Matthews is ready out of the windup. The pitch. Seegers sends a chopper right back up the middle. Second baseman on the run. He's got it. Throw to first. He is out.
Boy, that took a lot of pondering from the home plate or the first base umpire, and I think he was wrong.
And you know what? With those close bang-bang plays, they usually have a really emphatic, out type of thing. No, he just out. One down in the inning for the Hawkeyes.
Good hustle there from Michael. Thought he beat it, but don't have the benefit of a replay to find out. So
we'll see Tallman now. He'll swing at the first pitch. Got a piece of it, fouled it back. This is a unique pitcher. We haven't seen anybody like that this season. Extends totally out towards third and then brings it around. Here comes the 0-1 to Tallman. That drifts low and in for a ball.
Well, honestly, the only way you're going to get away with kind of the lower velocity is to have a little bit of a shtick, and he does a good job with, obviously all around the plate there on Seegers and has been here on Tallman.
1-1. Tallman gets a hold of this one. Deep to left center. Get going, baby. It is gone. Tallman time. Deep to left center. And that's a bomb for Benny.
How does 432 with a 103 exit speed hitch on an 80-mile-an-hour center fastball? Tallman turns on it and just demolishes it. Good for Ben.
Take that. Ben's greeted by his teammates outside of the dugout. 4-1, Hawks lead. Boy, he barreled that up. When we talk about that, look at where that pitch was. Center. That's about the 5th time that Matthews has thrown it right down the middle, and Tallman made him pay.
Tallman's third hit of the year is his first home run, first extra base hit of the year. Just great contact there and drove it out there to left center.
Gable Mitchell squares to bunt. He tried to pull it down the first base side and hit it foul.
He was going to beat that out all day long.
Yeah, that's a tough play. First baseman was coming forward. Pitcher was, he falls off to the third base side. At least he winds up over there. His momentum carries him back towards the middle, but that's a tough play for him.
Yeah, he's
0-1 pitch to Mitchell. Good, healthy cut. He fouled it back, 0-2.
Obviously, he won't be doing it now, but with the way he falls off the mound, Gable's going to win that race all day long between the pitcher and Gable back to first base. So if he just sneaks it past him, it's an easy base hit.
Mitchell batting from the left side right now. The 0-2, that is off the plate outside. 1-2 to Mitchell.
And you saw kind of the attack angle there from Matthews there, where he's trying to, that sidearm delivery, he's just trying to sneak it right on the very edge and get the left-handed hitter to give up on it and then just catch the side.
Mitchell taps this to the right side. Going to be a tough play. Second baseman charges it. Underhand, flip to first, and got him by about a step.
Getting the first base umpire's money's worth today of calls. That one, I think he had that one completely right.
Yes, close play. Mitchell made it tough, didn't he?
Well, that's what I was talking to Gable before the game and kind of was telling him, like, hey, I tell everybody your meter's at 100% and broken right there. It doesn't go anywhere else. He's like, I try.
Back to the top with Wilmus. First pitch, slow curveball in there for a strike.
Yeah, that's that really good, whether it's slider action or curveball action. A lot of break, throws it at your hip and breaks it into the side of the plate.
Wilmus grounds this to third. Third baseman backs up. He's got it, though. Throw across to first. In time to get Wilmus, but the Hawkeyes do damage in the fourth. They put up 4. 2 home runs, one from Sam Honar that brought in 2, and a solo shot from Ben Tallman. We head to the 5th inning. Iowa 4, Milwaukee 1. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Ooh, got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now, kids can eat free.
All right, top of the 5th inning. Iowa 4, Milwaukee 1. Finally got some runs across. Took a couple innings to get used to their pitcher, and then we got him out of the game. Iowa going with a new pitcher themselves. We'll go with the freshman lefty from Iowa City, Cade Obermueller.
Cade's 1-0 on the season, making his 10th appearance. He does have 2 starts, a .263 ERA. Also has a save, 13 2/3. Given up 7 hits, 9 runs, 4 of which are earned, 8 walks, and 24 strikeouts. But a little bit like Jared Simpson's had a little bit of trouble with hit batters, so combine the 8 walks with 7 hit batters, and so he's given up a few too many free bases. Funny for Cade, they seem to come in bunches, and then he'll be clean, and then they come in bunches, and so let's get the clean version.
Right. He was in a jam at Indiana. So he's pitching a couple days later. First pitch is in the opposite batter's box to Nate DeYoung, their DH.
Again, leads the team in strikeouts. Lefty on lefty here, a matchup you expect Cade to dominate. He's got to come to the plate.
1-1 hit on the ground to Honar, off his glove and into right center. And so DeYoung is on. That was a line drive. I thought it was going to hit the ground before Honar. I think Sam did too. And it went off his glove and into the outfield.
That ball was tattooed.
Yeah.
As he just demolished it. It was right at Honar, but just kind of ate him up. And good job by Huckstorf, actually, as that ball ricocheted deep out into kind of right center field there. Huck did a good job to get over and get it and keep him at first base.
Scored as a single. Bottom of the order with Olenek now sends a chopper foul to the left side.
You don't see many balls go through the 5-hole that gets scored a hit. That's how hard that ball was hit.
had Honar back it up a little bit. Couldn't make the play on it. And for it to ricochet the way it did, that was angling towards Wilmus, really, in right. You know, if Honar's not there at second, that's just a base hit to right, but it goes off his glove and then kicks to the left. Totally atypical.
Yeah, massive angle out to kind of just slightly right center field there.
A ball and a strike. Obermueller against Olenek. The pitch. Here's a high chopper. Seegers will grab it. Step on the bag. The throw to first for the double play. Got him. 2 down.
Nice play by Michael Seegers. Had to kind of reroute himself as he came up the middle there. It wasn't just straight across the bag, but was able to get over there, keep some momentum, and make a good throw in time to get Olenek at first.
Well, that's a way to erase the tough play. The first batter, get a double play to wipe it away. Iowa's turned a ton of those lately. Turned 4 on Sunday against Indiana. Top of the 5th, top of the order for Milwaukee now with Seidel. Hawks lead 4-1.
First 4 innings, those double plays came, all in different fashion.
Really disappointed that we didn't, when we got to the 5th and we didn't have one, John. It's kind of ruined the streak.
I really wanted the record. We had a chance, swing and a miss there on a high fastball. You know, we had a chance to tie the record, and it, you know, you get 4 in a row, you get a little spoiled, and you think you're going to get it, but couldn't quite get it done, and did it 4 different ways. That was kind of the really fun part.
Had a 4.62, had an 8.3. 1-1 from Obermueller, swing and a miss, burying the slider. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I think there was the 1.463. That was as traditional as it got.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the 5.43 turn, and that was a tough play to Tello.
1-2 from Obermueller. That's high at the eyes. Ball 2. Even the day before, right? The 3.63.
To finish up the 9th inning,
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Cade has a bright future. I mean, 95-mile-an-hour fastball there. Just as he kind of matures a little bit, gets a little stronger.
2-2. Look out in the Milwaukee dugout.
Wow.
How did he turn on that foul ball?
Well, he about had to. He got the. Cade buried the breaking ball right on the inside. Seidel fought it off, ended up hitting it, just smoked it into his dugout. Hope everybody was paying attention in there, because that's not a play. That's not a direction you expect a right-hander to hit a ball.
Maybe a slow chopper, right? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Obermueller. That's low and in. Ball 3.
You know, we saw this a little bit last inning. You know, Hawkeyes, Gatilla got 2 outs, walked a guy and couldn't clean it up, and so got 2 outs here. Want to see Cade finish it off.
Wind up the 3-2 delivery. Line drive into center. Hucksdorf sprinting forward, and he lets it bounce in front of him. Base hit for the Panthers in the 5th.
He really wanted to dive and get that, but smart play there. There's no when it's straight center, there's no backup, and you got the leadoff hitter who's stolen 14 bases. So you know your scouting report a little bit that it's not me running around the bases. It's going to take a while. It's a guy that's pretty quick, and so you want to make sure you keep it in front and don't give up anything easy.
Now leave it at that, right? You know, okay, they got a, for now, harmless single as Klein swings and misses at the first pitch from Obi.
Well, and you got to like the lefty-on-lefty matchup. You know, he hits 183. I mean, so Cade's got a good chance to go finish him off if he just pays attention to his business and doesn't worry about the guy on first.
No balls in a strike. Pitch from Obermueller, too far outside that time, 1-1.
I know he started that breaking ball outside. It wasn't even really close, but 18 inches of sweep on that from a little sidearm angle delivery.
Unreal. Iowa with a number of pitchers that have exceptional movement as the 1-1 fouled back to the screen. 1-2. You think of Brecht and Obermueller, and you got Henderson and Christofferson, just to name a few of the Iowa pitchers with incredible movement on their breaking pitches and even some run on their fastballs.
Well, and that's what makes it hard to hit, is when you can combine those two movements in opposite directions. They're really difficult.
Klein stays alive, fouls it back to the screen. Still 1-2.
I mean, if you get a right-handed pitcher that runs that fastball inside to a hitter, and if he can move it in 10 inches, and you get that same guy that throws the slider that breaks it away 12 or 14 inches, you're talking about 2 feet worth of opposite movement coming out of the same slot.
Check swing on the 1-2. Did he go? He did not. Evening the count 2-2.
Hoping we might have got a little foul tip action there.
Yeah, just got a piece of it maybe, but not quite. Obermueller getting his money's worth in his inning of work. Thrown a few pitches now after getting the first 2 out pretty quickly. Here's the 2-2. That's low and out, ball 3. So similar to the 4th, and also back to the 2nd. Got the first 2 outs in short order, but struggling to close out the inning. No damage yet by Milwaukee. They got the runner at first with 2 outs. Obermueller just throwing a few extra pitches here. That runner at first will be going on the pitch with it being a full count.
That's the hard part. You put a speedy guy in motion now.
Cade comes set, the pitch. Line drive into right. Wilmus going back, turning left, turning right. He's got it. As he backpedals towards the wall, Wilmus caught up to it. The Panthers will leave a runner on. We hold them scoreless in the 5th. Iowa 4, Milwaukee 1. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever.
Oh my goodness. Visit U.S. Cellular in-store or online and we'll help set your phone to Us Mode, even if you're not a customer. U.S. Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, they've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Iowa leading Milwaukee 4-1 in the midweek game. Sam Matthews returning to the mound for the Panthers. And he'll face 2, 3, 4, Anthony DeRiggi and Huckstorf. Upcoming series with Minnesota this weekend. Got a few schedule announcements to make. We'll play a doubleheader with Minnesota on Friday that begins at 3 p.m. in Minneapolis. So we'll get the 2 out of the way right away because of bad weather that's forecasted for Sunday. First pitch to Keaton Anthony's a called strike on the outside corner. As it stands right now, early afternoon on Saturday, I'm blanking on the time, might be 1 or 2 would be my guess, but we'll have to see if they've changed that at all.
I think that was actually 3.
Anthony drives this to right center. This is carrying well. It'll one hop over the wall. Anthony's got a ground rule double to lead off the bottom of the 5th.
Really good piece of hitting there. And we've talked about it a little bit in some of the other games. When Keaton Anthony is a willing participant to right field, man, he is a really good hitter. He had a couple doubles on Sunday, put it down both lines actually, and that will be it for Matthews.
We'll continue with the schedule update for the weekend. Iowa's series at Minnesota when we come out of this pitching change break. Bottom of the 5th inning, Iowa 4, Milwaukee 1. We've got a runner at second with nobody out. New pitcher into the game for the Panthers. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy 1 free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
At Mid-American Energy, we want to help keep you safe around power lines and electrical equipment. Always assume a power line is energized, even if it's on the ground. To avoid the risk of an accidental shock or electrocution, avoid touching a power line with anything. And when you see high voltage warnings on transformers and substations, stay away. We care about you and your safety. Get more tips at MidAmericanEnergy.com.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Hawkeyes on top of the Panthers 4-1. Starting to find the bats and get them going now after a leadoff double by Keaton Anthony. Brendan Durigge will be up, but he'll face a new Milwaukee pitcher. It'll be a lefty, Adrian Montilva.
Montilva is 1-0 on the season, making appearance number 6, 3 ERA, 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, a couple walks, 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .222, so very limited action for Montilva so far. If you look, he's going to be upper 80s with the fastball, and he's got then a pretty good curveball then back middle 70s, so pretty good variance in speed. Didn't throw a ton last year either, 17 2/3 innings, so likes to kind of use both pitches, so Hawks will have to be on their toes.
So we'll see Durigge now, and Anthony out there at second after hitting his 16th double of the season. He's into the top 20 in the Hawkeye record books in a single season for most doubles, tied for 18th. I'm guessing he won't stop at 16. What do you think, John?
I would guess that's accurate, as he drove his way up the list last year as well. Was just looking, we were talking about the forecast in Minneapolis. The game time is 2 o'clock on Saturday, is at least the currently scheduled time. Forecast on Saturday, 53 light rain early, and cloudy with showers in the afternoon, 10 to 20 mile an hour wind. Sunday, however, 42, mostly cloudy with a few snow showers, 15 to 25 mile an hour winds, higher wind gusts, and rather than a chance of rain, 30% chance of snow.
Yeah, I just can't picture that at this point, considering it's low 80s, upper 70s today in Iowa City, but that's that Minnesota climate's like, isn't it?
It's 87 in Minneapolis today.
That is wild. Counts 2-1 to Durigge.
Welcome to the upper Midwest.
Let's get that game in on Saturday. What do you say, John?
100%. I'm all in favor, even if it's a little moist. Let's play it.
We can handle some light rain.
It should be easy for us.
No, it's great. I hear we're going to be indoors at the press box in Minnesota. 2-1 to Durigge. That's low, ball 3. So if you're just joining us, it'll be a doubleheader on Friday for the Hawkeyes in Minneapolis against the Golden Gophers, beginning at 3 p.m. Our pregame coverage will start at 2:30 on the Hawkeye Radio Network. 3 balls and a strike to Durigge. Anthony standing out there at second. Nobody out in the bottom of the fifth. Iowa leading 4-1. This one gets to the backstop. Durigge takes ball 4. Anthony takes the free advancement to third. Runners at the corners now.
Ball just skipped past Thielen there and couldn't make the one-handed pick on the breaking ball outside and in the dirt.
Feels like Iowa could break this open here.
Well, and that's kind of what I was about to start with. Was it's just it's time to break the bats out of that slumber. Find some hitting rhythm. So they can carry it into next weekend or this coming weekend and try to get maybe some of those bad memories out.
Yeah. First pitch to Huxdorf is outside. Really nice section of the schedule coming up for Iowa, including, especially after this weekend, I guess, a lot of home games.
Well, and you're
1-0 is hit foul just down the third base line. A chopper. It was close. That would have scored a couple of runs.
Boy, was it. That was right over Anthony's head. Kind of froze him as it bounced down into the corner. Couldn't quite tell, but.
We've got Minnesota on the road this weekend. Next weekend, busy time in Iowa City with the spring game on Saturday, but we're hosting Nebraska, and that's turned into a big-time series. Following that, we'll wrap up April in State College at Penn State, and then for most of May, we're at home.
Right, and you've got a good, the Nebraska squad's played some good baseball, and so Iowa will have to be kind of on their game there. It'll be nice to have them here. The nice part is you've got a lot of decent RPI teams on the schedule to help out. Minnesota is not exactly one of those, but, even the midweek game, Illinois-Chicago is a good RPI game. Upper Iowa doesn't count either way, so no harm, no foul on that one.
We'll see Bradley again, Illinois State, maybe get some revenge on the Redbirds. 1-1 pitch to Huckstorf, takes that high. You look at Michigan State, they're having a surprisingly good season. The Spartans of East Lansing are doing well. We'll get them at home. We get Ohio State at home basically right away in May. So the first couple of weeks in May, we're here at Duane Banks for basically all of it. So a good time for Iowa to get hot before we get to that segment. 2-2 is the count on Huckstorf.
Yeah, I'm going to there's one of those games that's graduation day that I'll stay with you as long as I can, and then I'm going to have to walk over to Carver and watch my daughter graduate.
That'd be that Ohio State series right away, or is it maybe a little bit later against Michigan State?
I think it's the Michigan State one on Saturday, so I think that's the
dad things, John.
13th or something, somewhere in there is graduation. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can be forgiven if I don't wander. So unless we get one of the fastest played games ever, I'm gonna ditch you at some point there.
I would never put any pressure on you to skip out on that. 2-2 pitch to Huckstorf, line drive straight back.
The good news for me is the location couldn't be any better.
You're gonna be locked in.
I asked my wife, I said, I don't have to dress up, right? So I'm good. And so, yeah, I don't have to put on any special clothes to walk over there. There's no ticket assignment. I'll already have a good parking spot. So
she'll save you a good seat, right?
Yep, that's what I'm kind of counting on.
You had one job.
We'll have one job, show up. I think I can accomplish that. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I think I can accomplish that one.
You're always good at showing up, John. No doubt about that. The best in the business at that. Runners at the corners for Iowa, the bottom of the fifth. Nobody out. Still 2-2 for Huckstorf. They tried to throw over to DeRiggi a couple of times and no luck. And now the count will be full as Silva's struggling a bit.
Yeah, good snag there from Thielen as that pitch kind of got away. That breaking ball just kind of popped out of the hand and stayed out in the left-handed batter's box. And Thielen went out and grabbed it and kept Anthony from coming home and DeRiggi from headed to second.
3 balls, 2 strikes, pitch to Huckstorf. Fouled it back. This has turned into a long at-bat, both in time and pitches, too, because of those pick attempts at first.
Yeah, they keep trying to sneak over there, but good job from Huck of kind of staying with it, staying around. Again, you'd like to see him kind of walked and scored last time, but you'd like to see him find the barrel of the bat again.
Saw it off, but punched into right. That's a base hit. Anthony will score. DeRiggi heading from second to third. Huckstorf's going to try to stretch it into a double. The throw is not in time. Huckstorf beat it. Iowa leads 5-1.
Who needs the barrel of the bat? I like it even more. Good at bat and kind of got paid off for that good at bat as he got jammed, was able to fist it out there, slid it into right field, and then just pure hustle gets him into second base as he was running it out of the box right away. And I think we're going to get another pitching change.
Yes, we are. Milwaukee, another call to the pen. That line has been busy lately. 5-1, Hawks lead in the bottom of the fifth. Runners at second and third, DeRiggi and Huckstorf. We'll see Blake Guerin due up right after this pitching change break. Be back with more right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
All right, the Panthers' call to the bullpen will bring in right-hander, a freshman from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, DJ Kogis.
Go with the tall right-hander, feels it and deals it.
There, yeah. Those are my go-tos, aren't they?
Appearance number 4 for DJ. He has made a start this year. 9 ERA. He's got 4 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 4 runs. They've all been earned. Walked 8. So a little bit of control issues. Struck out 5. And to go with a control issue, opponents have hit .389 against him. So, again, chance for the Hawkeyes here to try to keep the roll going and get themselves comfortable there with the bats.
I'd like to see Blake get a hold of one. What do you think? Are we just getting greedy?
I don't think we're getting greedy. I'd like to see Blake get off that double train, get something bigger.
Well, he's got a couple of runners out there with DeRiggi at third, Huck at second. First pitch to Blake. That's inside, ball one. Guerin today doubled in a run. He also scored back in the fourth.
Kogis is going to be in the 89, low 90s, somewhere in there. Slider changeup.
Out of the stretch, comes set, pitch to Guerin. That's downstairs, ball two.
Shouldn't be anything Iowa hitters haven't seen before or anything too tricky with it. So just need to be ready to go and hunt for his fastball and make him throw you a strike with the off-speed stuff.
Hitters count right here. 2-0. That's outside, off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. Like we said a moment ago, you can really feel the Hawkeyes could break this one open in the fifth.
Feels like the right time to do it here.
Honar's on deck. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch to Guerin, called strike at the knees. All right, 3-1.
Hold on to that bat. We've seen what happens when you toss the bat and have to chase it.
I think that's still living with Huckstorf a little bit. No outs in the inning, 2 in scoring position. The 3-1 to Guerin. Outside, ball 4. Just off the plate. The bases will be loaded for Sam Honar. He's a good person to have in the box now.
Not a bad guy to take a stroll here with the bases loaded.
Honar has already hit a home run today. He did it in the fourth, a 2-run shot. Clubbed it.
Wind's died down just a touch. You'd have to earn it a little bit more now, but
yeah, and it's going over to left now. Bases loaded. The pitch, that's down, ball 1. Kogis goes back to the windup now. Nobody out. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Honar. That's high, ball 2. The Hawks have had the bases loaded, I think, in every game dating back to Friday.
Probably so, yeah. Haven't had a ton of success with it,
right,
though, so let's change that here with nobody out.
2-0 pitch to Honar. Ooh, inside, ball 3.
And if I remember right, last year, Iowa put up 6 in the first inning, got 1 a little bit later, and then had a big inning about this time. 5th, 6th inning, they scored 8 runs to kind of put the game out of reach against Milwaukee last year.
3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Honar disagrees, but I think Sam will be the benefactor of getting another pitch to see. I'd like to put it in play. 3 balls and a strike. Kogis is kind of a high walk guy. He's already walked Guerin. Trying to avoid it here. The 3-1. Honar rips it back to the screen. 3-2.
Sam knew he pretty much had to swing at that, as that ball was in almost exactly the same spot as the pitch before.
I'd rather have Sam swing it and hit it than walk, so I bet he would too. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch coming from Kogis. Here it is. Fouled out of play again, this time to the left side.
Honar, 10 walks on the season, 27 strikeouts. Screams, I want to swing the bat.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of the lowest walk total of the guys that play regularly.
Next 3-2, here it comes. Sam hanging tough, fouled this one to the screen. A lot of pitches now for Kogis all of a sudden. Honar's making him work. He's throwing him in the strike zone, though.
He is getting him in there now that he's gotten back to even, and after struggling a little bit with Guerin, he's done a nice job here. Up to Sam to put it in play.
Bases loaded, nobody out in the Hawkeye 5th, leading 5-1. The pitch to Honar. That's inside, ball 4. Honar draws the walk. It brings in DeRiggi, 6-1.
Came back with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Good job from Sam there. Didn't miss by a ton, and so a lot of times, when you get into that kind of foul-it-off mentality, you start expanding the strike zone a little, and it's easy to swing over one of those and miss. But a good job of maintaining discipline, taking that pitch on the inside of the inside part of the plate, and getting the RBI that way.
Hawkeye shortstop Michael Seegers is up now. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. 3 walks in the inning for Iowa, making Milwaukee pay, leading 6-1. We'll have time called and a mound visit.
I like the urgency that he's walking out there. That is not a slow stroll of we're going to talk, we're going to chat this out. This is I have something to say to you, and I'm coming out to say it.
He's got a little bit more pep in his step. And Indiana's guy was as slow as a snail getting out there. So I'm glad that this pitching coach for Milwaukee has some urgency. Now, the pitcher might feel differently.
Well, because I saw when he got out there, whatever he said to him, Kojus's head was like a bobblehead. It was bouncing up and down. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. It was pretty quick, pretty ready to go. So whatever he said to him, whether it changes the behavior or not, he took it right to heart.
It was understood.
It was
Message
understood.
delivered.
It's probably something that might have been said before if I'm just gathering from body language there.
Iowa looking to break it open, already leading 6-1 in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 pitch to Seegers. That's right down the train tracks, 1-1.
He centered the fastball right there. So whatever got told was a message that had been sent along before.
See if Seegers can find some grass in the outfield. That one's too high, 2-1. Michael has drawn a walk today.
It's almost like these people are trying to get pictures of you. They're doing the reverse selfies and trying to get you snapped back in.
Ooh. Seegers will hit this one foul. 2-2 now for Michael. Yeah, we've got a couple of work colleagues in attendance tonight, John.
Nice. In my book, Seegers actually 1 for 1. He beat out that ground ball that the umpire called him out. So,
who's the official score today? Let's go talk to him.
In the John Evans official scorebook, I've got him for a hit. Still circled as an out in the book because I have to get to 3 outs in the inning. But
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Seegers. Outside, ball 3. And again, opportunity to put the ball in play if Kojus has to come in with a strike. Otherwise, he'll walk in a run.
Hawks still haven't figured out that walked in the run.
So we'll have to go station to station, I guess. This isn't necessarily the station to station we were looking for with consistent hitting. We'll take it with a walk version this time. 7-1. And it's Ben Tallman's turn. 4 walks in the inning for the Hawkeyes. Tallman with a home run, a solo shot back in the 4th, which was
last inning.
Yeah, feels like a little bit longer than that. First pitch strike on the outside corner.
Now, that was a really good breaking ball there. I'm not sure why we haven't seen a little bit more pitch mix, but that was a really good snap there.
Tallman's home run in the 4th was the longest Hawkeye home run this year at Dwayne Banks, the 2nd longest for the Hawkeyes this year. He got a hold of that one to left center. Worked a 1-1 count, nobody out in the inning. Bases still loaded for the Hawkeyes in the 5th. Pitch to Tallman. That's low and out, ball 2.
Unfortunately, we might remember what the longest home run made opponent at Banks was this year.
Yes. 506, I think, right? That doesn't.
It bounced it down, broke a Carver window. And
Tallman can match it if he gets a hold of one here. Maybe. He fouled that off to the right side. I think we just got to tip our cap to Shaw of Maryland. He was a good hitter, and he's the preseason, I think, player of the year in the conference.
No argument for me after what we saw.
No kidding. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tallman. Bases still loaded, nobody out in the 5th. Iowa's already plated 3 in the inning. Pitch to Tallman, that's outside, and again, we've got a full count.
Good take there from Ben. It was a good pitch. Showed it on the outside part of the plate and broke it off. And Tallman just did a good job, didn't bite. See if he can get one now in the strike zone he likes and drive it somewhere.
3-2, line drive, foul towards the Iowa bullpen. So this is the 3rd consecutive full count that's been run by Iowa hitters. The first 2 have resulted in bases loaded walks. Tallman's trying to do that or drive in a couple with a base hit. Kojus is ready, the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Walked in another run. Iowa leading 8-1.
tried to frame it, but just missed the outside part of the plate. And again, that's just a good at-bat from Tallman. Fouled off a couple pitches and was able to get it out there, and we will have a pitching change as Coach heads out and giving the umpire a little bit of the business. But, yeah, it's that inch outside, so I'm not sure what you want him to give him an inch off the plate, because that's what it was. So.
Well, another pitching change for Milwaukee in the inning. We'll step aside. Iowa leading 8-1 now. Back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. They've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376.
Iowa leading Milwaukee 8-1 in the bottom of the fifth. Iowa with the bases loaded. Still nobody out. Keegan Kaufman, he's a righty. 6 feet tall from DeForest, Illinois. He'll come in to try to figure out this Iowa batting order right now.
Kaufman's 1-2 on the season. This is appearance number 7 with a 10.80 ERA. He's thrown 5 innings, given up 8 hits, 7 runs. 6 of those were earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 400 against him. So what you've kind of seen is, we talked about it in the open about Iowa pitchers, go dominate the strike zone, throw strikes, make the other team beat you. And you've seen Milwaukee get away from that a little bit here and really been punished for it lately, as Iowa had a few hits and then tallied on a few walks afterwards and made it where the score line's a little bit out of control at this point.
4 walks in a row, 5 in total in the inning. Like to see Iowa piece a couple of hits together. Easier said than done when you're not seeing a ton of strikes. So it's the task at hand for Gable Mitchell, the 8th batter in the box of the inning. Still nobody out. Iowa leading Milwaukee 8-1. Beautiful day in Iowa City, and the fans have really showed up to Duane Banks today. The attendance is 846, season high. Not surprised by that too much. First pitch to Mitchell. Check swing, tapped it foul to the left side.
Even looks more than that. I mean, it's good crowd, filled in nicely around, and so we got some open seats in front of us, but good group of people that you're kind of taking advantage of a really nice day and a day to get out in the sun and watch some baseball.
Here comes the 0-1. Mitchell sends a chopper right back up the middle to the shortstop. He'll step on second for 1. This is double trouble. Double play. 1 run scores. That's Honar on the backside. Seegers will get to third, but Tallman's out at second. Mitchell is out at first, and just like that, there are 2 outs in the inning. Hawks lead 9-1.
Still not sure he didn't beat that out either.
Yeah, he was looking at the umpire there, waiting for him to make the call.
Well, I'm pretty. Frazier will pinch hit here for Wilmus. I'm pretty convinced that that now when he pauses, it's going to be out. But
yeah.
That one breaks outside and away, ball 1.
And we'll talk about Frazier here for a second. This was sort of the plan, was to go, Wilmus for half, Frazier for half. So Braden is in the 5th. Runner at third is Michael Seegers.
Braden's 240 on the season. 4 doubles and a home run for the extra base pop.
You can tell he really wants to swing in there. He's watched 3 go by, all for balls.
He's driven in 14 runs. He's ready to get 15 there with Seegers down at third base.
Not sure if we'll have the green light here. The pitch, 4-pitch walk. That happened very quickly. Frazier goes from dugout to box to first base.
Yeah, we'll give Kaufman a lot of credit for working quickly.
He's going to see more batters that way. Here's Keaton Anthony, runners at the corners. Iowa leading Milwaukee by 8 in the 5th.
confuse the coach. You won't know how long you've been in the game if you just throw fast.
So Anthony doubled the lead off this inning, would later score. Kaufman's got the long hair flowing out the back of his ball cap. First pitch to Anthony, breaking ball, low and out.
Yeah, fastball's going to tend to be kind of upper 80s, you know, maybe mid to upper 80s. He's got a good mix. He's quick to the plate. Good lead from Frazier over there.
Braden stays put for now. The 1-0 catches the outside corner, 1-1, maybe expanding the zone a bit.
Yeah, I guess it works when you go out and you yell at the umpire to ask you to give you an extra inch. He kind of did.
One ball, one strike. Pitch to Anthony. Had to chase it. Missed it. 1-2. You can make the assumption that if the pitch before was a called strike, then this one that he just saw would have been the same. A little bit closer to the zone, a little bit low and out on the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the 5th. The pause and the pitch. Golfed out of play to the right side towards the indoor facility.
Keaton's got a golf swing I could probably work with.
Yeah. Now, would you try to fix it?
A little bit.
You're kind of a golf pro, right?
A little bit, yeah. But you work with it. You wouldn't completely overhaul him, but you'd have to work on it a little bit.
I was always told growing up that kids that golfed really struggled with baseball because they dipped their shoulder and try to swing up on the ball like that. You get to college, you could probably throw that out the window, right?
I say maybe that's why it worked for me. Was I knew I was never going to hit a baseball for power anyway, so there was no trying to hit it extra hard that way. I'll take anybody with club head speed, so you can kind of work that way.
1-2's in the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher. No advancement by the runners.
I'd like to have seen Frazier. I know it's 9-1, but I'd like to see Frazier maybe get moving, read that down a little bit better, and get to second base. Give Keaton a chance to drive in too.
Frazier with a great lead at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Anthony. Ground ball to the left side, through into the outfield. That'll bring home Seegers. Frazier's trying to stretch this to third. Here comes the throw. He is safe at third.
Really, that's just all right for the hiccup criticism of maybe he should have been at second. Great hustle there. It's just a ground ball single into left. Wouldn't think he'd have any chance to go from first to third on that ball, and hustles all the way around and slides in head first just in front of the tag.
Iowa's now scored 6 in the inning, leading Milwaukee 10-1. We were right on our hunch that the Hawkeyes were on the verge of breaking this open. Batter is Duriggi. First pitch below the knees, ball 1.
Well, you talked about how Milwaukee hasn't really had a number hung on them this year. Hawks have a chance to do it. As a quick glance, it looks like maybe 12, 13. There's a 14. There's been a couple games they've given up some runs. Iowa doing it right now.
Coming off their sweep of Wright State, where they really held them in check. Giving up 3, 5, and 2. 1-1 pitch to Duriggi. That is low. Maybe a bit outside, too. No, just low. 2-1.
That shows you browse through there. Their pitching's been good. You said 3-2-5. 3-2-5-3 in their last 4 games. Actually, I only gave up 4 of the game before that, so they've been pretty good. Iowa doing a good number here.
Getting to these midweek games, though, and kind of seems like they're running out of arms. Kaufman struggling now, 3 balls and a strike.
Well, if you can start to beat around the guys and make it not a game, now you might see a different plan come to happen.
You know Brennan wants to swing it. He didn't really see enough pitches to do that, and so he walks. Bases reloaded now for the Hawkeyes. We'll pause 10 seconds in the meantime for station identification. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. All right, here's Kyle Huckstorf. Bases loaded. 2 outs. The first pitch to Kyle. He popped it up on the infield. The first baseman sprinting forward. He dropped it, and he was in fair territory. Frazier scores. Anthony scores. And there are runners at the corners now. What a funky play that was.
Well, Kyle almost paid for not hustling down to first base because he kind of was a little afraid of getting tied up with everybody. And then once he realized it was going to stay fair and it was going to turn into a tough play, got down there. And good hustle from... Didn't see who was on second base, or don't remember who was on second base.
Frazier and Anthony scored.
So Anthony, good job of running the whole way. Scores from second there on a routine pop-up that you assume is out number 3.
12-1 Iowa. Here's Guerin. First pitch to Blake. That's outside, ball 1. Yeah, that was a high pop-up. It felt like a number of people had time to get there. And it was the first baseman, Hauser, who came sprinting forward just to the right of home plate, really, just right out of the box. 1-0 pitch to Guerin, catches the outside corner 1-1, and he tried to basket catch it. And you could tell it's trouble when they're looking up and then they look down and then they look back up again and look down and look back up. And that meant that he was expecting somebody else to maybe make that play, tried to basket catch it, and it popped into foul territory, but he was in fair.
And it's really his ball all the way. Thielen maybe comes out, but that's a tough play for the catcher. And it was far enough away from the catcher that you really want to see that first baseman, but I didn't see where he was positioned to begin with. Maybe he was a little deep and it was just hard to get in there.
2 balls, 1 strike to Guerin. This one's in on the belt, 3-1. And it's never the pitcher's ball. We've talked about that a couple of times, unless it's, I don't know, soft, low blooper right back to him.
Yeah, complete dead zone where nobody can get to it, but that wasn't an easy ball for the pitcher either.
3-1 to Guerin. He sends it into left center. Not going to have enough to carry. The left fielder, Seidel, will move over. He'll make the catch on the run. It's a big inning for the Hawkeyes. 8 come across in the 5th. Iowa leading Milwaukee 12-1. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oakmall, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakmall.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Ah, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
All right, to the top of the 6th we go at Duane Banks this afternoon. Iowa leading Milwaukee 12-1, really opened things up, and now hoping for a shutdown inning out of new Hawkeye pitcher Will Christopherson, the righty.
Will making appearance number 14, 2-1 on the season, 6.35 ERA, has a save, 11 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those have been earned, 10 walks, 24 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 190. Will's also hit 6 guys. Boy, Will was lights out early in the seasons. Had a little bit of a struggle here. So good time to get him back on track and going. And we've also got a new right fielder as Braden came in to hit, but I think Coy went out to play right.
All right, how about that? So Sarsfield's in the game in right. He'll come in the 6th. So Frazier just with a pinch hit opportunity.
Second baseman Mark Connell.
And now we get to the top of the 6th inning. Feels like a long time ago that we saw the Milwaukee hitters in the box.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time. Didn't just feel like it. First pitch swinging is Connolly, and he sends it back for a foul ball.
We see 3 or 4 Milwaukee pitchers in the bottom half of that inning.
More than 2, John.
I think it was 3. Or actually, it might have been 4. Matthews started the inning.
Matthews did start it. Montilva came in along with Kogis. Neither one got an out.
Nope, and then we got to Kaufman who finished it up. So, yeah, that was a lot of work. No wonder we're tired.
Hawks are on top 12-1. Here's a sharply hit ground ball to third. Nice play by Mitchell. The throw to first in time. Good defensive play by Gable Mitchell, the rookie third baseman.
Well done there as he was playing the left-hander to maybe pull it a little bit more. Actually kind of sliced one, pushed one down the line. Gable had to circle it a little bit, had plenty of time to get around it, and made a good, strong throw. Which another thing, Gable runs fast and throws hard.
Right in line with that 100% effort all the time from Mitchell.
This is your guy.
Yep, Chapman, the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 2 today. Keeps shrugging in the box, like he thinks that jersey's a bit too tight. Christopherson will exchange baseballs with the home plate umpire. This is big for Will, isn't it? Come in absolutely no pressure in this situation.
Right, and kind of, again, we've used the analogy a couple times, but just, get it back going, see the ball go through the hoop, see the slider break across for a strike.
Missed high that time, 3-0 to Chapman.
And that's a little bit of what you've seen as Will struggled. He's elevated that ball and just hasn't been able to. Early in the season when he was snapping it, he was really down in the zone and away. Now everything's up and elevated. That ball's probably a strike, but doesn't get the benefit of the call.
Yeah, Tallman kind of snapped that to his hand so quickly, I think the umpire might have blinked and missed it. So a 4-pitch walk to Chapman. That brings up Hauser now.
And that brings up a good point, too, of how important the catcher is. And being able to kind of frame that and show it and catch it with, minimal effort and minimal jerkiness to make it look like it's a strike, even if it's on an edge.
First pitch to Hauser is sent to the screen. It gets caught between the screen and one of the pillars that holds up the backstop.
We've seen this game before this year.
Second time this season. Took some time before that ball naturally came down.
A couple of innings, I think.
No balls and a strike to Hauser. The pitch from Christopherson's outside, ball 1. You wonder what Christopherson's role is the rest of the way, because he and Llewellyn are sort of battling things out in the closer spot, but we haven't really had too many save opportunities lately. 1-1 pitch from Will, swing and a miss.
What? It's up for Will. It's up to Will to kind of reclaim that. Hey, this is mine. And we've talked a little bit about coaching staff having trust in guys, and these are the times where Will's got to kind of re-earn that hey, you can trust me. I've got it figured out. Put me back out there. Because you saw that a little bit on Sunday. We had kind of a closing situation on Sunday and didn't turn to Will, and so this is an important spot for him to say, hey, you can trust me here. I can get this done.
2-2. Nice slider. Outside corner. Came right in the back door. And he freezes Hauser.
And that's
the strikeout.
When he was throwing that pitch early in the season, he's just untouchable. And so, for the Hawkeyes to probably get where they really want to get to, that's the will that they've got to have, is you've got to have that guy that can come in, throw the slider that breaks 16, 17, 18 inches and just dots the edge.
First pitch to Novak is fouled back. That was a sharp slider on that outside corner. You get that ball to drop out of the netting from earlier. And going back to your point about that game on Sunday, it's a spot where you do see Christopherson come in the ninth to close it, but had just been struggling lately and could not turn to him at the time. 0-1 pitch on its way. This one's popped up. This will get out of play over our heads, and it'll find the seats.
Ooh, man, she didn't move.
Somebody took that. Got hit by it. Might be a husband and wife over there, and I think the wife's letting him know he might have messed up by not protecting her a bit down the line there.
That's he's got to make that play. Even if he's got to lay out, he's got to make that play. Take one for the team.
Is that in the vows somewhere?
I believe so. Better or worse, sickness, health, somewhere in there. Foul ball, fair ball.
0-2's waved at and missed. Christofferson with a couple of strikeouts. In the sixth, a good inning for Will. Bottom of the sixth coming up, 12-1, Hawks lead.
That's our Christo right there.
There he is. He's back. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. The Hotel Kirkwood, named the Corridor Business Journal's 2022 Best Banquet and Event Venue. And awarded the AAA 4 Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatkirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
John Evans and John Leo in the broadcast booth on this gorgeous day at Dwayne Banks Field in Iowa City. Bottom of the sixth, Iowa leading Milwaukee 12-1. The Panthers will stick with Keegan Kaufman for another inning. Iowa with 12 runs, just 8 hits. They went on a string of 4 walks in a row back in the fifth. Iowa was walked a total of 7 times in the fifth. So free bases galore. Honar will take the first pitch. That's outside for a ball.
Iowa finally got a 2-out hit. So that was a good step. 3-0-8 so far now with runners on as Honar hits it to second.
Ground ball, he's out number 1. You know, you can just kind of look back at that fifth where Iowa put up 8 runs. And you think they were all kind of the cheap way, right? We just never really got a huge hit. We're obviously glad to take the runs. It just didn't get the big hit to the gap.
But they were all good at bats. You know, they did what they were supposed to do. And you know, some of those were longer at bats, you know, 7, 8, 9 pitches. And so did a nice job there. You know, and then, you know, took ball 4 on relatively close pitches. So, again, probably not the way you really dial it up of knocking it around the park, but effective.
Mm-hmm. Seager stands in, 1-1 count to him. Shadows not quite taking effect on the field of play as Michael check swings the 1-1. Did he go? He did not. 2 balls and a strike.
Didn't even see the catcher ask. Home plate umpire just went down to it.
Did it for him. Kaufman's 2-1 delivery. Michael lines it into left. It is caught. Got to tip your cap right there. It's a diving catch by Seidel out in left.
Seeger's just trying to stay on first, but
thought he dropped it, huh?
Mitchell Bowe's giving him the nope, he's shoestring that one, buddy. You got to go back.
And that's a risky play by Seidel out there in left, because if he doesn't get that as he's coming forward, if he does not get that, that's big-time problems into the corner and left.
Might have been home run number 3 for Seegers on the inside the park variety.
Here's Will Mulfler. Mulfler will come into the game, batting for Ben Tallman, so Iowa's going to make a couple of changes defensively when we get to the top of the 7th.
Good to see Will back.
He hits one on the ground to second. It's off the second baseman's glove. Not going to have a play. That'll be an error on Connolly.
Will still be looking for his first hit, but you know, after battling some injury, good to have him back, getting some swings and able to get out there and compete again, because he could be, you know, with some of the injuries they've had, he could be a good bat, a good pinch hit bat at the very least to maybe help provide some pop off the bench.
Bottom of the order with Gable Mitchell. He swings at the first pitch and flies it out to center. It'll be caught on the run by Olenek out there in center. Iowa goes down without a battle in the 6th. Iowa leading 12-1. We're back for the 7th right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong Team, Wisconsin Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. Contact the Jill Armstrong Team, Wisconsin Realty, for all of your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
Top of the 7th inning at Duane Banks. Iowa leading Milwaukee 12-1. Time to bring in some of our close-down pitchers and get out of this one with a win. We'll go right now with Jack Whitlock. He's been nails this season.
Jack's 2-0 on the season. This is appearance number 7, 1.59 ERA, 5 2/3 innings. Giving up just 2 hits, 4 runs, but only one of those were earned. Couple walks, 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 118 against Jack.
Just got a couple pitch mix, right? And real sharp fastball that comes in. Good pace. Off speed's been good for Jack so far. Whitlock is from Cumming, Georgia, right-handed pitcher. Spent some time at EKU in Eastern Kentucky. Was also at Hutchinson Community College. He talked with Coach Heller earlier in the season. He just says, hey, Jack's a winner. And he's proven that to this point.
And another one of those, just another one of those fun guys to be around on the trips, and good personality. Talk to him a lot in the bullpen or around, and just like you said, just a lot of fun. Cade Moss is your new catcher.
Yeah, let's go over some of those changes. So Sarsfield's still out there in right. Frazier will stay into the game at center. So that means Hucksdorf is out. Moss into the game to catch. After Molfler hit for Tallman there in the bottom of the 6th.
I thought maybe you'd see Garrett Christensen.
Me too. Go with Moss instead. First pitch strike from Whitlock to pinch hitter Thomas Otto. Otto stands in from the right side.
That was that good breaking ball you were talking about there.
To wind up the pitch, there's the fastball hit on the ground to third. Mitchell takes his time. He's got it. Throw across. Good hang by Guerin. 1 down.
That was one of those number changes we were talking about, wasn't it?
Yes. It's interesting. Milwaukee, they've got a couple of different uniforms, but when they wear their black ones, there's a few people on their roster that have different numbers on their black uniforms compared to their other ones, and so of course they wore their black ones, which makes our job a little bit harder today.
You have to just make sure we're alert.
1 out. First pitch from Whitlock to DeYoung is outside for a ball. DeYoung, a left-handed hitter.
Had a good day. He's the one that hit the laser to Honar.
Takes this on the outside corner.
Actually hit a pretty good ball out to Wilmus for his first out in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, he's kind of buried in the order, but does a pretty nice job. At least he has today. Fouls this off towards the on-deck circle. Look out over there.
Pinch hitter steps into the on-deck circle and about got taken out of his job right away.
Yeah. Freshman Carson Hansen, he's standing over there, and he had to test his vertical to get out of the way of that one. Whitlock is ready with the 1-2. Here it comes. Ground ball to the right side. Honar's got it. He'll throw it over to Guerin. 2 down.
Yeah, just to kind of just finish up on DeYoung there. 8 extra base hits, 3 home runs. Only hitting .217, but when he hits it, just like he showed with the one off Honar, he makes solid contact when he gets it moving.
And we'll have a pitching change for the Hawkeyes now. Coach Heller is out of the dugout. He's looking down to the bullpen. Still looking, ready to make the change, and will make it now. Iowa leading Milwaukee 12-1. Top of the 7th. Good job, Jack Whitlock. We'll let you know who the next Hawkeye pitcher is right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
All right, a pitching change for the Hawkeyes in the top of the 7th, leading Milwaukee 12-1. New pitcher is Jack Young, the junior righty from LeClaire, Iowa. He's into the game.
Jack's 4th appearance, 3.86 ERA, does have a save, 2 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Didn't walk anybody, got a strikeout. Opponents have hit .333 on him in his couple of appearances for the Hawks.
He came in and closed the door on Wednesday against Bradley. In the 9th inning, the Braves tried to mount a comeback, but Jack Young showed him the door, huh? So he's in for another appearance in the midweek. And he'll face off against the 9-hitter, which will be a pinch hitter this time. It'll be Carson Hansen. He's a freshman lefty from Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
Kind of got his money's worth this year, too. Just 3 hits and 13 at-bats, but driven in 3 runs with those hits, so he's going to have to work really hard to drive in a run this time. But
Jack's going through a lot of warm-up tosses. He's going to use them all.
See Jacob Henderson and Luke Llewellyn walking down to the bullpen, so we get a couple more guys as we get to the 8th and the 9th. Hawks have just 7 outs to get now, and so you've kind of got to get a little creative. That was Coach Heller's problem, was trying to figure out how to get everybody that needed game action into the game.
And you go down there and you get Henderson and Llewellyn warming up, and that's just, those guys are ultra nails, right?
You'd like to think that slams the door for sure.
Yeah. Iowa probably doesn't need any more runs, but you'd like to just keep building momentum ahead of the weekend series with Minnesota that's coming up.
Well, you'd like both the pitching staff to do their job.
Here's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Hansen is on with 2.
And you'd like the hitters to come in and I mean, obviously you'd like to have some good quality at bats where you kind of cycle through and get some people on base and just again refine some confidence that that maybe started to leak from the Hawkeye bat rack.
Top of the order now for the Panthers. This is Seidel. First pitch from Young is inside, almost hit him. Slipped out of the hand. Jack will look down at his right hand. We'll have time called now as pitching coach Sean McGrath is out of the dugout. Looks like they're just going to check on Jack to make sure his hand is okay. He was looking at it for a little bit after he threw that pitch.
I would say worse than Coach McGrath coming out, you're going to bring trainer Jake out too, and so umpire.
And that'll heat things up in the bullpen too. Sorry, John.
No, that's you'll get some guys that I don't think that was that was part of the plan, but I think they kind of hoped that maybe you could get Jack to clean up the inning and be done with it, and maybe there's a little. A lot of times they get a blister or something that maybe kind of from the breaking ball and trying to snap it off there a little bit. Looks like he'll stay in the game and give it a go here, and won't count as a mound visit.
He'll give it a go as the huddle on the mound is concluded. Jack's just got to get one out here, you got to believe, and then you flip it over to Henderson and Llewellyn in the last couple. Top of the order was Seidel. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch from Young. Outside corner called strike, 1-1.
I was just trying to think if there's anybody else. You know, maybe Proskovic gets an out or something. You know, if you're looking for that.
Here's another chopper up the middle. Seegers plays it back. He'll grab it, throw it to first, and got it. Got that delay call over there at first, but he is out at first.
He actually had the runner around second, think he was going to be able to go to third. It was taking so long to make the call.
And it looks like we've got a bit of a development now as the Hawkeyes are out of the dugout, and I think that's going to conclude today's game. I think that's going to do it. Iowa 12-1. It wasn't a scheduled run ruling over Milwaukee, but I think the Panthers might have run out of pitching, something along those lines, and that's going to do it for today's game. Iowa wins it 12-1. We'll take a break, and then we'll get into postgame. Right after this, Hawks win 12-1.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com and switch today.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
Well, all right, that's one way to end it. Just surprise.
Well, there's a lot less pressure on us. We weren't, oh gosh, we hope we hold on. The game's just over all of a sudden. It works out.
Iowa beats Milwaukee 12-1 in 7. Like we said, wasn't a scheduled run rule type of game, but I think Milwaukee just kind of saw the writing on the wall and we're out of arms. And so that'll do it after 7 today from Dwayne Banks.
You know, Hawks, from a Hawk perspective, you got probably most of what you were looking for there. You were able to get the bats going. You got 8 hits. You know, if you look at it, 8 of 27, 9 walks. So some good patience there. Only struck out 3 times, but you found a couple hits with runners on base. You found a couple hits with runners in scoring position again, and your pitching staff was really good. Threw a lot of strikes, walked a couple guys, but otherwise we're around the plate. One of the 2 walks came back to bite you by giving up a run, but otherwise kind of pieced together some hits, but got exactly what you wanted out of the outing.
What do you think you can learn from a game like today, this one in particular? Because, you know, the Hawkeyes had 8 hits, but that 5th inning was really long with a ton of walks.
And I'm not sure there was anything you really needed to learn today. You know, it was more of just get out, again, get some arms that hadn't thrown as much out there, wash some of that other stuff away and just get it done. And you know, you beat a team you were supposed to beat. I mean, Milwaukee is, you know, even though they've come in playing a little bit better, their RPI's in the 200s. So, you know, it wasn't a game that Iowa should have been at risk of giving away. And so they went and again, kind of did what they had to do, and now we'll head up and play a weird schedule weekend at Minnesota.
Really due for a feel-good type of win. I guess you got that today over Milwaukee, beating them 12-1 before we turn things over to the series with Minnesota, which now proves to be a big series as we get back into conference play.
Well, and if you're Iowa, you've kind of, you know, again, we'll steal the golf terms. You've used your mulligans right now.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be back. You know, you've got to win a series. You probably need to sweep some of these series to kind of get back on track. Minnesota's got RPI kind of in that 200 range as well. So a game you're going to need to kind of go out and get. a series you're going to need to go out and get. But that being said, their Friday starter's really good. He's got kind of velocity like Brody Breck, so that the first game Friday could be a heck of a lot of fun to watch.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland as postgame continues right after this. Iowa wins it 12-1 over Milwaukee. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever.
Oh my goodness. Visit U.S. Cellular in-store or online and we'll help set your phone to Us Mode, even if you're not a customer. U.S. Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oaknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
Iowa beats Milwaukee in the midweek 12-1 in 7 innings. Joined now by Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland. Coach, that one felt pretty good.
Yeah, just really, kind of what you want out of a midweek game, right? You want to get a bunch of guys on the mound who haven't been able to touch the mound very often, and then you look ahead for a double midweek next week. A lot of guys are going to have to step up who maybe haven't had chances on the mound, so that part went really, really well. And then offensively, I thought we were pretty disciplined early. A kid was doing a good job. The scouting report going in there is he had a lot of trouble landing the breaking ball, and he was landing it enough where it gave us some fits early through the game. But then obviously we opened it up. Sam's home run was a big one. But 6 out of the 8 hits are extra bases. We walked 9 times. I thought we were really disciplined that inning that we scored 8. We just did not give in and won a bunch of 3-2 counts. So really happy with that offensively and what we kind of needed going into a tough weekend on the road that, it's going to be some weather and on, Saturday, Sunday, and probably have to play 2 on Friday. So good job by the guys coming out focused with a good effort.
Are you almost glad that the first couple of innings their pitcher was on and he was good? It kept your guys locked in.
I'm never glad. I'll take a bunch of hits and a bunch of runs, but guys just had to keep with it. Like I said, he was kind of a little bit different than what he'd showed on film and threw more off-speed pitches, but mostly because he was hitting with it, which he just hadn't shown to this point. So you give that kid credit. And then we just finally got to him there in the 4th, and Blake with a big hit, and then Hodge the big hit after that. So, and again, extra base hits. We didn't give a lot of at-bats away, which was good against a variety of type of arms. So just happy with the effort overall. We play errorless baseball. There's 2 free bases, so a bunch of guys get on the mound and do really well. So just happy for those guys. Aaron, really good start there, 10-pitch inning to start it off. And Chaz was really good, and Will was better. So just some really good things there that we need to go on the run that we want to have, or the run we want to make here late.
That's right, confidence booster. And we talked with Coach Heller in pregame. The practices were good this week. You feel like the leaders stepped up?
Yeah, it's not a surprise. Obviously there was a frustrating weekend, but I think Coach Heller brought it up to the team. Like, listen, we're disappointed in the results, but we're not disappointed with how we got after it and how we went out about our business. All that stuff was good. Baseball. I know Coach Ferentz catches some slack for saying this is football, but it's the way the game goes, around bat and around ball. Sometimes the ball's at people. You just don't have luck on your side. You just got to keep plugging away and continuing to try to get better because, the game can be frustrating, and that's what it was this weekend. I don't think we felt like we left Bloomington being outplayed by any stretch of the imagination. Credit to them. They just got a couple more clutch hits than we did, and, it was good to get back in it today and see some good things with runners on third and less than 2 outs, scored some guys. And again, just some really disciplined at bats on some pitches that were, borderline strikes, and the guys just stuck to their plan and stuck to their knowledge of the strike zone, and that was great to see.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll see you on the way to Minneapolis.
All right, thanks, John.
Iowa wins at 12-1. That was Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland on our post-game show from Dwayne Banks. Highlights are next, and then we'll call it a day. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
US Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones, so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever.
Oh my goodness. Visit US Cellular in-store or online, and we'll help set your phone to Us Mode, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
Iowa beats Milwaukee in the midweek 12-1. The Hawkeyes run rule the Panthers today. And let's go over some of the highlights from today's contest. An offensive explosion for the black and gold. The 3-2 driven into right center. Get going, baby. It is off the wall. Guerin's headed for second. They're going to send Huck. Here comes Huck around third, and he'll score. And Blake Guerin has tied it up with a drive to right center. The 2-2 popped up right side. This is carrying well to the wall. Get going, baby. It is gone. Sam Honar. Boom! 1-1. Tallman gets a hold of this one. Deep to left center. Get going, baby. It is gone! Tallman time! Deep to left center! And that's a bomb for Benny. A ball and a strike. Obermueller against Olenek. The pitch. Here's a high chopper. Seegers will grab it. Step on the bag. The throw to first for the double play. Got him! 2 down.
Find the barrel of the bat again.
Sawed off, but punched into right. That's a base hit. Anthony will score. DeRiggi heading from second to third. Huckstorf's going to try to stretch it into a double. The throw is not in time. Huckstorf beat it. Iowa leads 5-1. Hawkeyes would end up winning it 12-1 in 7 today over Milwaukee. That'll do it for the midweek game against the Panthers. Up next is a series, a 3-game set with the Golden Gophers at Minnesota. We'll play a doubleheader on Friday beginning at 3 p.m. Our radio coverage starts at 2:30 in Minneapolis on the Hawkeye Radio Network. We hope that you tune in for a couple of games on Friday against Minnesota. Get back on track in the conference. Iowa now 23-8 overall. Hawkeyes win it 12-1 for my great board op down the line. Michael, great job as always today. Michael, thank you very much. My color analyst, John Evans. I'm John Leo saying so long from Dwayne Banks today. Hawks win 12-1. Every day is a great day to be a Hawkeye. Some are just a little bit better than others. So long, everybody.
Hawkeye Baseball has been brought to you by Homewood and Home 2 Suites, preferred hotel of the Hawkeye Radio Network, Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association, and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. When corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Oak Knoll, an active life care community. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.